Hello everyone, and welcome to The Ghost in the Machine, a D&D live play about memory, identity, magic, and politics. I don't know, it doesn't look straight to me.
It's straight, yeah. It's because
How would you tell?
The table's kind of crooked. Also the monitor. So the monitor is crooked, which is throwing the look of the camera off.
So let's...
But it's straight.
Let's fix it in live.
I can see it.
We're doing it live.
We are back for our 63rd episode of everyone's favorite homebrew Mage Punk long-term D&D campaign. Woo! Woo! Okay, great. Good hype work.
Ha-hoo!
Ha-hoo! Get hype.
Ha-hoo! Sorry, I was busy declaring that none of us are straight, alright? I had my priorities straight. Wow.
Declaring.
I
don't know if I tell my mom.
Oh, your wife.
Yeah, she already knew.
Yeah.
I already knew what? I'm not listening to you.
Right.
I'm going to throw it over so they can see y'all.
That's a mistake.
Woo! See, I feel like, okay, they should be able to see this, right? Did the camera get heightened? It should be lower.
You want to sit on a
Did
phone
you
book?
shrink? I'm sorry
I only
that we
grew,
didn't
actually. Look at
make
that.
the camera in such a way that they can only see
If they
from
can't-
your nipples up.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
If they
maximum.
can't see my titty, there's no point in tuning in.
Okay, so when we have the new place, we will also bring the camera down.
Yeah. It's ceiling mounted.
We'll
It's
embed
just
it
looking
into
down.
the. We'll embed it into the.
There we go. I fixed it. It had fallen between the leg in the middle had
that makes
fallen
sense.
between the tables.
You've been
Now
promoted.
it's perfect.
You've been promoted to viewer.
Oh.
I mean,
I helped.
someone's got to take the fall for this egregious mistake.
It's true.
Gravity.
It's obviously
Oh.
you.
Wow, I've got a lot of dice in front of me that I need to do something with.
Let's do our thing where we announce stuff, and then you know, I'll roll the thing.
I want to start. Can I start?
Yeah.
I like to
No.
start. Friends,
Oh.
family,
Here we go.
loved ones.
Great.
Tomorrow you will be taken on an extraterrestrial excursion into the world of Cold Suns, where I, your gracious game master, narrator, and storyteller, will be guiding this group of misfits through a fun sci-fi adventure. And we're going to be giving away 2 books from Green Ronin, which was so generously donated by them. We're giving away a copy of their brand new Enemies and Allies book, which I've already used one of the bad guys in there for this story. And we're going to be giving away a copy of the Expanse GM's kit, which should provide you with a lot of things that you need to run the Expanse. So, check us out tomorrow at 7 p.m. here. Also, just want to remind you, we are affiliated with Dice Envy, so if you need some new dice, look down below. They actually introduced several new sets, which are pretty cool. So maybe if you need like a gift, maybe you forgot to give something to someone for Valentine's Day, you could buy some of those dice because they had some Valentine's Day dice. Or you could just treat yourself. If you use the link below, we get a little something, and that helps us run the stream. And then I would say, last but not least, don't forget to go over to So Nerdwear, where we have all kinds of merch and some new stuff. With maybe, oh yeah, Matt's wearing some of our merch right now. I think Alexis might have something to tell us about on the stream. I think Matt had some of it.
This, a lot of people don't know this. Sorry to interrupt, but this tank top will actually increase muscle growth by 20%.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's amazing. So, FDA approved.
Buy it now.
That's right.
And use the code DICE Priority to get a discount.
That's
when
right.
you do it.
That's
so
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's me. That's all of it. I'm done.
It's the whole thing?
That's it.
The whole entire thing? My dice are finally organized, so I can go next. I know what's ready.
Go.
It's you! Yay! So my name's Liz. You can find me at No One You Know backwards. It's spelled below. Just enjoy that for a second. I'll be playing Selena tonight. She is a human druid, uses she, her pronouns, like myself. And she would want you to go out and support Animal Helper, as all good druids would. Even some of the evil druids, I'm sure, would want you to support animals and be good people. This is how druids work.
Nice promo.
Yep. This is happening. Oh boy, howdy. I'm just going to quit talking. But yeah, go find Animal Helper on Facebook and support them. They can always use your support we understand if wallets are a little shallow, go share their stuff with other people who might have less shallow pockets.
I guess I'll go next. Rob at Pyromancer804, he, him pronouns. I'll be playing Civilius tonight.
Already into the accent. Look at that.
Elven Blade Slinger, Wizard.
You almost said Warlock. I heard it.
It feels natural to just say Warlock. I need to play Warlock on the next stream I'm on.
Because of the...
You could just play one tomorrow.
And all the void stuff.
Yeah, listen. A lot of the things that you do are very Warlock.
It's not great.
I'm the least Warlocky of the whole table, but I'm the Warlock.
Yeah, choices. So, podcasts are going back up again. I got all the system working, and I made my computer do what I tell it to do.
That's right.
So, I've got it all working for the most part, aside from the crashes. But they are out there. The next one after has been released, and I will be working on the other ones here soon and get us caught up to today's episode.
Glorious.
That's all I got.
All right. Are you okay over there, Matthew? Were you about to say
talking
something?
No, you're good.
Hello. It's me, Alexis. You can find me at Vox Fanato. I, tonight, will be playing Gilly. She uses she, her pronouns, so do I. And she is a halfling, bard, and warlock. Multi-class. We have a new shirt in the store. And you might have seen it on Matthew's Twitter because he was wearing it in this lovely little video he did. Thankfully, I'm a grand hag. It's out. It's there. Right now, it's only up in a few iterations of tanks, but it should be coming on more products soon. We also have another design that should be coming out soon. So look for that. Yeah. It's really good. I think that's about it. Next week we're going to have an episode of Masks, and Dragon Heisters should be coming back the week after that.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome, good stuff. And as always, I am Matthew Foreman. I'm at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns. And before we roll in the video, I just want to thank all the people who are already here showing up. Emma, Miwa, Kima, all you lovely people that I see already in chat. It's so great to see everyone. Make sure that you're following the stream tonight, all you lovely people out there. And we're going to go ahead and roll the intro. And we are back. Hey, Alberon. Okay, so let's do the recap and then roll into tonight's episode. So when we last left the Prism, they had just returned to the city of Mercinia in hopes of capturing some diamonds and made their way into the ancient aqueducts, where they battled the evil and sinister denizens of the aqueducts. Pushing through using an ancient and old passageway used by the lords of the olden times, they took the Templars and priests and half-devil, half-dragon creature by surprise that guarded the outside of this diamond vault in the basement of the Pearl Isle Keep. They pushed through and confronted an ice devil, who was known as the Jailer, who turned out to be a very formidable opponent. But through some clever decision-making and Selena's ability to turn into a dragon and grapple the ice devil off, and Alric's successful spell checks, they were able to Alric was able to miniaturize the thing. They all got together and teleported up to the grand balcony of the Duchess. And then what happened?
We hid in her bathroom.
We sure did.
Yep.
We sure hid in her bathroom.
We strategically secluded ourselves in the bathroom to evade the roving bands of guards who were looking for us, because we were going to try to jump her cousin Bertie. Cousin?
Cousin.
Uncle.
Uncle. Thank you.
Sorry. Uncle Bertie. And so we're like, well, we'll hide where they least expect us, in her bathroom.
Thank you for the
Which-
bit, Alberon.
You can
Alright,
evidently
thank you.
play baseball in her bathroom, just to clarify.
It's giant.
1,500 square feet of stone and glass.
Almost as big as your future bathroom.
Correct.
It's true.
Good.
Almost as big.
And then
Not quite.
we plane locked Gilly
To
to
the
the
bathroom.
Planar binding. Oh my
Sure did.
god.
You sure did play
so
to
that
bind
she
me.
couldn't be yeeted into
Yep.
the
Fair
cold
life.
unending.
Yep, that's right.
Yep, that is a thing we did. And it
For
worked.
24 hours.
She was
Yeah.
not yeeted.
Nope.
No one tried, but it would have helped. It would have helped a lot.
Yeah, using our custom skill rules that I designed, you were able to modify the terms of the spell enough to where you were able to secure her without dominating her.
And then, I'd heard a lot of things about how good of a swordsman that Bertie was. However,
He's not as good as Axel Creighton.
That's
That's all I'm saying.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Or Seville sounds
We also
better.
have like 4 levels.
That's
You saw
debatable.
Axel Creighton.
I hit him.
He's not as good as Axel Creighton.
so luckily we were able to defeat him in singular combat. I would say.
Sing.
Singular combat.
I mean, a singular for
seven
me.
of us dogs.
I don't know. And he
his
had undead
golems.
creatures. All right, in a melee, in a crowded
Singular
melee.
in single combat. Well,
Words.
In a crowded melee. Well, in a protracted war.
Right, yes, exactly.
It was a siege.
I mean, singular in that he was by himself.
Aside from his
And the-
allies.
Except for.
Exactly.
Oh my
All the
God.
undead.
Welcome to the evening, folks. Here it is.
Singular combat. Don't focus on
There were
my words.
thousands of them.
Now we need a picture of Justice looking into the distance, being the Justice MVP single combat.
Yeah, exactly. Like in a crowd
Single
of,
combat
a crowd of
champion.
people. Yeah.
Wait, does that work?
Does what work?
I don't know. No. Okay, good.
Oh.
Great.
Clip
That's all right.
Oh, did it not work?
I
That's all right.
tried.
That's okay. Thank you, buddy. So that you all were able to successful. I couldn't roll above a 5. Y'all did really well, and were able to defeat Bertie, the Duke of Mercinia is his full title. He's actually the Duke of Mercinia and the Viscount of something, which I can't
Not
remember.
anymore.
Not anymore.
It doesn't matter.
And the last one to get the shot was actually Cassandra Moira, and she, having been trained by the hands that help, the helping hands, the Friends of the Fallen, also known as the Helping Hands, and the Heathens Collective, you having the Prism having forged a partnership between those two organizations, Cassandra Moira received some training, and murked Bertie, declaring a knockout, and you all settled there, leaving Alric and Glitch behind, and then teleported to Crag Mandu. And we pick back up in Crag Mandu with you being led by Examiner Callie, as she said, let's go restore hope. So, Prism, what do you wish to do?
Let's go restore hope.
Yes. Hope does sound nice.
I guess none of us did take a long rest.
No,
No, I guess
That's what I'm
not.
seeing.
we just finished.
Well, I have one now.
You can take one. It's irrelevant.
All right.
Perfect.
Verisimilitude.
It's nice.
I don't know about you, but I am still at max hit points after that last.
Yeah, I
fight.
couldn't. Y'all were fine. Well, an hour
I took a
kill.
little bit of damage.
Correct.
I mean, I'm like 7 down.
I have 8 temp.
I had got hurt.
So you move through Crafter's Keep, where the Duke of Narshley resides, and you can see that once great Colossus that was had a big old sheet over them is now up and about and moving.
That is impressive.
She says it's what we do. It's wartime. That's what it's here for.
Does it look like a giant warforged? Is that what it would look like?
No, it is very much. It's not anywhere near the Uncanny Valley. I mean, it's a humanoid shape, but it's very much like what it looks like. Honestly, go ahead and roll me a intelligence check.
Cool.
If you have tinkering tools, you can apply it, or any knowledge of engineering or anything, which you don't.
I don't. No.
Would you like some help with that?
No, I don't. 10.
Looks like a big old construct.
I didn't know if it's like a warforged juggernaut or something like that.
It's something.
Cool.
All right.
You haven't seen this. You were in the war. You think that is what's known as a battle suit. That there's actually someone piloting that.
Oh no! It's already started, y'all. The mechs are here.
Yes. This
The
game.
question is, how can we...
Impressive.
How many do they have
Just the one that you see.
that we see?
There's the 30 other ones that are invisible right now, clearly. Standing around.
Clearly.
What would be the next step?
Oh, well, we send word to the lords and ladies of the land so they can be here to witness and offer protection. And then, I mean, you've seen... I know the last ritual I did for you all. That's all a year ago, or whatever that was, months ago. It didn't end so well, but this time there won't be any void diamonds involved, so it should go better.
That's right. Billy looks pointedly at Sevelius.
I
There
didn't-
won't be
I-
any void diamonds anywhere near this ceremony, will there?
No. I mean, I wasn't the one that had a void diamond in the last ceremony.
Perhaps we should cast Greater Restoration, or whatever that's called before.
No, but that is a good thing coming back from this type of resurrection. How exhausted will she be?
Very.
Resurrection is always different for each person, but its death takes a toll, and even using a spell of this magnitude I believe she'll need some time to recover.
Okay.
But we have our clerical services. We can probably expend enough energy between us to get her back to full.
Well, I was going to say I can help if necessary.
Good. Yes, she was, as accounts say, disintegrated, so restoring her back to her full and glorious form will be quite the effort.
And how can we help?
Well, you are some of the closest people she ever knew. You'll be instrumental in the ritual. I believe, based on the accounts you've told me, you're familiar with how resurrection rituals work. She looks over at Justice.
Indeed.
Well then, it'll work very much like that, Matt. Bit more ceremony.
When will it take place?
Tomorrow evening at dusk.
And remind me, for resurrection magic, do you need to be able to see specifically?
When you say see specifically, you mean like have sight of what?
The resurrection space? I don't know. It's
Like
not
the ritual of the spell being cast? It's beneficial. It's probably a good idea, yeah. There are some things that require sight that you wouldn't be able to do if you didn't have vision of it.
Who all has been summoned here for this?
Just the members of court for the of Narshley, and some members of very distant relatives of Maze's family. Well, extended family.
And just a little nervous about Oragesh deciding to crash the party.
He might, but even of Oragesh appearing in Kragmandu with not only all of the priests of the Small Light, the Duke of Narshley, his honor guard, the many mechs and mechanisms and tanks that we have here, it would be suicide. There's a reason he doesn't teleport here, and there's a reason we don't teleport there. It's not how these wars of this magnitude are won.
Okay. Do we think we're likely to summon the Great Machine when we do this?
Oh, I certainly hope not. We're not violating any laws of the Arresting Light here. Resurrection is a gift. We're allowed to practice these magics.
So long as no void creatures are released.
Correct. I think that was because of he was killed with Beverly's dagger last time. Probably had a shot of the void left in him.
Right. But we still just want to make sure that there's nothing in the vicinity.
Correct.
And of course, as you know, there's a chance that she won't come back, not only because of the interference of the Arresting Light, but because she may not want to. That is a reality we have to prepare ourselves for. After all, she's done more than her fair share at beating back the tide of evil in this country. For centuries.
Let us hope that she has some fight left. For a good cause.
Remind me, what was Aster doing? Was she going to be here
She's
for
in
that?
Bridgeton.
Or is she...
Mhm.
Okay. Taking care of things there. Okay.
And we have enough magics between us that once she's back, if Oragesh does decide to crash the party, we can get as many people out as possible.
I can try to keep people up, but I don't have a lot to help with that.
Not up, out.
I can't do anything about out.
I can try to get as many people away as possible. About 8 or so.
8?
I can try to extend it, but I don't know what might happen.
How many people can you teleport to a circle?
Same.
Yeah,
Just 8? 8 at a time?
And that takes a minute to cast.
correct.
Transport via plants can get a lot of people out. Technically.
Yeah, because it's just around.
Mm-hmm. So anyone within X amount of squares could get out.
Single dandelion.
Yeah. Okay.
Conga line to the dandelion.
Shake, 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 Sonora. Shake it all the time.
And so we'll be doing this in the morning?
At dusk, when the line between this world and the next are thinnest. Anytime the celestial bodies phase change, that's when the Arresting Light is at its weakest.
What time is it now?
God, that's a good point. It is, if memory serves, it would be night. It's night right now.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that all happened in the... Oh no, you all slept in her bathroom? And then went down to Birdie?
Yeah, we took a day
But
in her
here's the
bathroom.
thing. We were doing the heist at night.
Yes, and then,
And
you stayed over.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's midday, but she's doing it tomorrow at dusk, because she's giving people time. She got about 24 hours.
So I can change my spells out again between now and tomorrow.
You can, yep.
Perfect.
Then we will have to be ready.
I think we are. Been through this once before.
Will we be using the same gardens and veranda?
They were
What's
swept
left of
away
them?
by the void.
Right.
But it's a large castle, so we're just going to use the ones on the westerly side instead of the easterly side.
How convenient.
The ones in the back of her very own cathedral.
It's nice to be rich.
It has its benefits.
We shall rip them down from the decadent nests.
I'm sorry, how much gold do you all have? And magic items? And what's your inheritance?
Yeah, but you see, we need those things.
And
You'll notice I haven't said
I'm not
anything.
saying anything.
I'm sure it all came from that side of the table.
It sure did.
They're just like,
Everyone just takes a drink when Selena's like, must be nice to be rich.
the hand dribbling as they drink from like a goblet good enough for a hero's feast. And then they just have an extra.
When you ask the Duchess for one, she's like, yeah, here you go, like tossed it in your face.
Yeah, just like, get this filth away from me. Pulling out the feast knife to make themselves a sandwich. Leaving all the food left. Like,
Letting it rot.
waste.
Anyway.
Throwaway comments. Turn
It
into
worked.
Whatever that
No,
is.
didn't work.
it didn't.
It didn't
It's
work.
fine.
Aw.
I lied.
It worked because I have the API link here and I'm just running it. It's an API call. I don't actually call
That's
it.
it. That's what we need to do. Just call the API whenever we need it.
What's his number? I'll call him.
When somebody just does the clip command, I'll just hit refresh on the page.
Oh no.
That's
The
probably
illusion. The illusion of it
Right.
burning.
It's just Bob frantically typing in another room.
That's actually our OBS too. Rob is in the other room with a hand crank.
Why?
But when he's on stream, it's a little peddler underneath the
Yeah,
table.
he's like-
That's why he's so quiet all the time.
He's just like running.
Why did I make it this way?
That's why we call him our tech guy. We need it.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Get back on the bike.
Yeah, back on the something.
So is there anything else we need to do? People are coming. We have stuff set up.
Yeah. I believe you've done all the hard work getting the diamonds out. And oh, do you have that, by the way? The diamonds.
Yes.
Okay.
We do.
All right.
Forgot him. I know I'm for
There's no way we would have left them with all right.
the clean
No, they were
slate.
handed off.
Yeah.
In a
That's
scene.
right. That's what I'm saying. We're handed off. It's all good. We're fine. We
gotta
didn't
go
through
back.
the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, you can't
No,
teleport.
we
now.
have to make some decisions and figure out how the magic you use worked. Because no one asked those questions.
Figure out how what?
How do I open this and then close it back up again?
He showed you.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I even said that.
It's the box, right? I could figure it out.
Oh boy.
Hit it with a sword.
Ting.
No.
Yes.
Okay. So you're all able to take the night as you will, and you're free to do what you want until dusk. It's your oyster. The world is your oyster. Teleport around for all I care.
Has there
I
been
don't
any
want to
word?
teleport.
Oh my god. Let's just, casual trip to the void. It's fine.
Korkoff sounds
Stop
nice this
it.
time of year.
Has there been any word from Gisatris?
Because you sent her asking for
I sent
help
to,
with the ritual.
I sent it to Mima, yeah. And I asked her to pass the information on.
Okay. Not yet. Not yet. No word
Not
yet.
Okay. And there's no word from my parents as to whether or not she seemed receptive.
No reply yet. No.
Okay.
What do we know about the original homeland of Maeza?
Are you asking who? Are you asking the DM?
So I'm asking if would my character Selena know the preferred climate of Maeza?
Go ahead and roll history.
Okay. I have a backup if I fail. So. You said history?
Yep.
Which dice don't want to hurt me?
They all do.
They,
They're all
they
malevolent.
sure all do.
I know.
Matthew's possessed all of them.
Correct.
Okay, I will take that. First roll of the night is a 19. Everything goes downhill from there.
Correct.
That's
21.
right.
19 on history.
So 21, actually.
You are awarded nothing.
Perfect.
I will tell you no information.
Very good.
You lose.
And in fact,
Actually, you take damage.
That's right. That's right.
So original homeland. So it's actually a bit of a mystery where she originally came from, but so remember, this is the woman that it's unclear if she was born a dragon or born an elf. There's a lot of mystery surrounding whether or not which part she was. But her home, the place that she called home, was in southwestern-ish Gish, kind of near where Foggy Bottom is. That's where she kind of is from. She's actually a little bit further east, but so subtropical-ish.
And from what we know of her, and if I had to pick one of 3 locations that I think would be most endearing, would we think it would be that part of Gish, her bookstore, or Cragmandu that she's protected?
I would say that you would assume it's her home. It's the more humid, warm climate in southwest-ish Gish.
Okay. Then since it lasts 24 hours and it's nighttime,
Okay.
before I go to bed for the evening, I would go to the westerly veranda.
Okay.
And Druid grove myself a subtropical forest.
Okay.
Knowing vaguely how resurrection works, this would be part of what I would try to contribute.
Yes.
While
go ahead and roll
resources.
Arcana.
Yep, it went
downhill
downhill.
from there. That's a natural 1, 7 total.
Do you have any DM inspiration left?
I do not.
It was a natural 1.
That's a natural 1 plus Arcana, which is 6, so 7 total.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh no.
All right. So you're able to cast the Druid Grove, and it has the intended effect. It has an effect. But the spell is stable. Works.
Okay. And it feels slightly humid and weirdly foggy.
Yep. Like
Okay.
the marshlands of southwestern Gish.
Not southeastern Gish, where she's from.
She is from what is regionally southwestern, but it's more east of southwestern Gish. Kind of like south central, I guess.
Then I will pass out
I can
Druid
actually pull up the
Grove for transport via plants.
To be honest, I get a little bit of the location switched up sometimes. Some of the cities I don't really care about that much. Like Elder's Rise, who cares, right?
You play favorites though.
I do.
Mm.
Alright, okay. So here's Gish. Geography lesson time. Okay, so here's Gish. Okay.
So I also don't know if I've ever been to that part of Gish, so I would just be going off
Flat.
of the description of something I've read. So it's okay if I fail this one. I'm just...
So here you're
Get the
in
battles up.
Cragmandu, which is like what I would call northeastern Gish, right? Right here. And then you go all the way down. Okay, you go down, you go south. This is technically like central Gish. Kind of starting to get into southern Gish. That's why it's called Midrim. That's why Centraga and Midrim, right? And then once you cross here, this is culturally southern Gish. This mountain range right here, that is when you get
It's
to...
like I-80.
Correct, yeah. Even though most of the country is
South of
actually...
the Central.
Correct. Like, this is probably like the halfway point, Midrim is. You start to get into the heavy human, like the real rich, real heavy human population here. So this is where all the elves' major capital was, and her home is somewhere over here. There you go. There's your
So
geography.
I would have asked him for an explanation of what
And he
that
pulls out
felt
the map
like.
and does that exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
And then tried to do it and potentially fail miserably. So, whatever
Alrighty.
that does for me tomorrow.
Yep, I got it marked down.
Oh, I never noticed we had our little logos in the bottom corner. That's adorable.
Isn't that adorable?
Perfect.
There's even a scale.
Yep.
There certainly is that none of us have ever used.
Except it's actually to
No,
scale
it's
in
actually
120.
scaled.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I thought she was talking about the scale at the
Yeah,
bottom.
Ask
I
me
was.
the distance between
I
Elder's
was.
Rise and Foggy Bottom.
No one
600
cares, nerd.
613.
Nerd.
603 miles.
But like I also put it there to make sure that Matthew could make sure that everything
Correct.
was to scale.
Yep.
There
So
you
that's
go.
what I did.
Yep.
Can we just make the whole stream about the map?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
We
we
certainly
can.
can.
In fact, a little Easter egg: if you zoom in, every RGB pixel is actually just our logo, a different shade.
It's not
Actually,
true at all.
it's my
If you
face.
look closely, you can see the formation of Kraken tracks.
The still tower.
I
still
made the map.
Yeah, still tower is to scale.
Yes.
That's right. To scale.
How many miles is that tall?
Listen, if it were to
7
scale, it
You
would
can
be
measure it.
visible on
You can
the
measure
map.
it
right
Okay,
now.
There
calm
we go.
down. The cities aren't to scale either. Listen,
There
it's,
you go. It's a 40 to 50 mile tall tower.
I mean,
I'm
really,
just
how
saying,
does
like
it
I
structurally
said,
stand?
if some
Magic.
of the stuff were to scale,
So
you wouldn't
many
see it on the
questions.
map.
Correct.
That's how map making.
Doing great. Is there anything else anyone wishes to do? What are y'all doing? I have one scene I know I'm making.
Oh gosh. See, I didn't know that we were gonna have time, and now I'm like, what do I do with all this time I have?
I'm gonna sleep because I have to.
Okay. You die in your sleep.
Perfect.
choices.
You know what? That poor druid
Choices.
grove is still there.
I'll try to cast sending to Dryden.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll do anything, but I'll try to cast sending and just let him know. Did it fail?
Go ahead.
Do I ever know whether or not whether
We'll
it
find
succeeded
out.
or not?
What's
Okay.
your sending?
Oh no.
It's not okay. The only thing is it just doesn't go through. Calm down. Oh.
Clip that.
Oh.
I've made a huge
Or
mistake.
maybe it would be
Yeah.
worse because I'm sending into the void. Oh, Gilly, why don't you think things
What have you
through?
done?
Continue.
Say, hey, Dryden. We lost someone important in the fight that you were close to. The fight against the Foragesh. If you're not too busy, could you come help with the resurrections? Fuck. God damn it! I can't sit here and metagame. I'm sorry. All right, that's the fucking message.
Amazing. Oh yeah, so I rolled a 1.
Yeah, which means it doesn't go through.
So you receive no response.
Yeah.
I think that, God, based on how the spell works, I think that my sense is that you don't know because it's the interference.
Okay.
I don't know. That's my call for now.
Okay.
That makes sense. Kraken tracks.
Oh yeah, because Dryden Mesa. I forgot about
Yeah.
Yeah, they banged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
He rode that dragon.
She wrote him.
Yeah, he did. But it sounded better the other way around.
She topped in that
She
particular
definitely
exchange.
did.
Each of us sacrifices something. He has like the photos, the videotape that they made.
I am gonna go to the restroom. Y'all can like tell them who Dryden is. All I care.
He's been on the stream.
They don't know.
Dryden
Yeah,
Dickers.
but 55 episodes ago.
Yeah.
They should. You
Very
know what?
long
Listen, if
time.
you don't know that, I'm just kidding.
Back in time.
He was an adventurer who was a Gish ranger who adventured with us for a short while, and actually kind of his family acted as kind of a center stage for some of the initial adventures that we had.
Mhm.
Yeah. As you'll notice, Fox is very carefully trying to drink the tapioca. Slightly too small for the straw.
You know, I think I know what the problem is. They're not soft enough, so they don't have enough give.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the instructions on these were,
It was wrong.
they were incomplete.
We should
Possibly.
use them as weapons, like it's just like
Oh
a
God! Please don't get tapioca balls all over their room.
In the computer now. They become sentient.
cannon. Like,
Don't.
we're doing nothing.
It's devolved into madness, Matt.
Gotta imagine my surprise.
We don't stream for a week, and this is what happens.
So, okay.
I have no scenes that I would like to create.
I have one scene with Selena, but after, like,
Wake her
before
up.
the resurrection. No.
Wake up.
Like,
Before
before
or after the
before
resurrection?
the
He just
resurrection.
comes
Okay.
and stands. I see you.
So where are you? Where are you all
I just
staying?
want to. Oh,
Probably
Sorry. Where are you all staying before we get in there? Are we staying at the Purple Eyed Pixie Parlor, or did you want to see in the keep?
I'll
in
probably
the
to
keep, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we were invited to stay
We have a
there,
standing
right?
invitation.
Last time.
You were you had a standing invitation, but then you burned the place down.
I mean,
But you still have a standing invitation.
Listen,
Of course.
some of us
We
had
say
nothing
we
to
do.
do with burning the place down.
Down is like.
I mean, it's still
is an
there.
exaggeration.
So as you
A
are
room.
escorted to your rooms, you do see the room that before this was even a stream, where you confronted a would-be assassin and their cutthroat bodyguard, and burnt down a good portion of the keep.
you would have thought after
That
the
was a
exchange
really
we would have
awesome
learned
scene.
not to split the party, but here we are.
It worked out for the best.
It did. That's how you that's how you found your way to the Zap Dagger eventually,
Mm-hmm.
or got the Zap Dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Got
got
it
it.
from-
Got it. Yeah,
Mhm.
from the.
Brigado.
Big ol' B
Yep.
and big ol'
Bigglesby, yeah, that's right.
Bigglesby
Bigglesby,
and
Bigglesby.
Biggles do.
Yeah.
No one.
It was
would
such
see
a
through
clever
that
disguise of a name.
That's how disguises work.
We'll never suspect it.
Nope.
Who knew that Duplo was a duplicate?
Y'all didn't.
We've learned our lessons. We will catch on, Matt.
I thought that she was a cheap Lego knockoff, is what I thought.
Gilly will just say to Sevilius, so, you should probably leave that thing.
I'm planning on it.
Okay.
Once we get the thing out of the box, I'm gonna swap it.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. No, I think I have.
Meaning the diamond, the void diamond.
Correct.
Don't want it anywhere near this resurrection.
Mm-hmm. No, I heard you the first 6 times, Galen.
Just checking.
Red for film.
I'm sorry. Who here at this table is the one who needs to be read for film?
Oh yeah, that's what we should ask.
That's.
Well, it's.
She wakes up running from the room in her night.
Selena wakes up.
She's got like the sleeping hat
I
on.
dream with all 4 of them because I'm too lazy to go find them in the castle, and they just kind of drop wherever they are. Yes, the power. No, I would make sure that the 4 of us at some point were together, and I would say, how do we want to parse out these diamonds? Do we give them all to Examiner Callie? Do we break them apart and only give her what she needs?
I mean,
Do
how
we
many?
break them up and hide them between us?
How much are they? Do we know their total worth?
So it's a statue that gets smaller with each casting. It's like a focus. Yeah.
So that's not a thing we can do.
No, that's not a thing we can do. Alrighty.
But we should decide where we're going to be leaving it.
Well, I can, if with whatever magical instructions I was given, I can bring it back to its regular size and then shrink it back down to box size and put it away again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My thinking on it is that Bridgeton is the most secure place for it.
Yeah, the protection of the mists. Probably with Naz.
And
actually.
Desadris, should the need be there, she would protect it, or at least try to leave with it, or something.
I mean, she may not be too happy with us.
Well, I can't imagine she's happier with a Vorgesh.
But true.
It might be safest at Stillwater. Or Still Tower.
Still tough.
I don't know about that.
As long as no one knows we put it there, and we pretend that we still have it and we're carrying it around, it'll be safer there than it will be anywhere else, and it will paint a big old target on Bridgeton.
Bridgeton already
your
has a
family.
big old target.
We don't want to double down on that.
It's something to think about with people who know more than we do.
And perhaps there will be other uses for the diamonds before we wish to sequester it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page with that, because I would rather just carry it around with one of the 4 of us, and we change it every day. Something like that. So that they know.
Well, they are an asset of the Friends of the Fallen. It's an operation on behalf of the Friends, so they'll probably be the ones who decide where it goes.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll go back to sleep now.
So, as you're all starting to bed down, it's still kind of late. The 3 of you are still up. It's not, in the wee hours of the morning. It's still people are having their nightcaps right now. There's a do on whatever room you're staying in, Justice.
I will. Is there people?
Yeah, sure.
I'll stealth over and look for the people.
It's a gnome servant.
I will open the door.
Yes. You have a visitor in the foyer.
Oh?
Yes.
No.
I was not expecting a visitor.
Yes, they informed us of that much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wait a minute. What did this visitor look like?
Oh, he's a world famous jeweler. He says you're old acquaintances?
Oh, yes. Well, tell him I will be right down.
Yeah. And the servant leaves.
It's not Vasilier, right?
What?
Who's the
Grandmaster Wind.
Grandmaster Wynn? Oh, the jeweler. Oh, it's the guy who made the fire gem for us. I thought maybe it was for some reason Vasilier. Okay. I was not expecting this scene to be me.
Story.
Oh.
I just connected the wrong dots.
I
There's a
love
lot,
you.
lot
Wow.
rattling
It's been a
up around
while
here.
since you've seen him.
I will try to silently go down to the foyer because I always like to
Roll
impress.
stealth?
I always like to impress. My-
One.
I have advantage. Thank
Seems
you.
to be the way of the night.
That is a 23.
Can you imagine for the scene that he just stumbled?
Like Mr. Bean.
23?
Yeah.
As you make your way down to the foyer very stealthily, you believe that you are concealed. You see the jeweler in their very garish clothes, beautiful colored robes, and a kind of foppish hat that is to the side. They have a nice little white mustache that is long and stretches out, a little goatee.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, looking around.
I'll wait until I'm just like a pace behind the chair where they're sitting. I'll be, hello, master.
Oh, hello there. You snuck up on me.
Indeed. I will have a seat in the chair across from him.
They take you to like some kind of small sitting chamber and sits down. A servant brings him some tea, and he puts like 4 lumps of sugars into a tiny teacup. Spins around, pours a little cream, spins around. How you been?
I have been well. I believe that while we experienced some setbacks recently, we are doing some good. How have you been? Making the appearance of small talk.
I'm doing well. A lot of my investments are starting to pay off.
Indeed. They often say that, you can find a diamond in the rough, so to speak.
Yes, and opportunity when you least expect it.
You care to share any of these recent opportunities?
The light in the room darkens as the facade drops to the jeweler, and Grandmaster Wind speaks plainly. Yeah, these past few months have been fruitful. Hope gains strength. Yeah, and the shadows gather in the south.
Indeed.
They gather over Midrim and Centraga, its capital. as we eagerly await the installation of their new ruler, the Duke of Midrim, Ygritte Norian, Duchess of Midrim.
Is that going as expected?
There have been some casualties in the process, but yes, with the revelations of the summoning of the Pit Fiend in Avoragesh, many of the hardliners have had to choose a side. Violence has erupted in the capital. And the moderates of the court in Sintraga are showing their true colors and being dealt with accordingly.
As we knew they would.
In due time, she will be anointed and crowned as the Duchess, and we will have control of Midrim, Sintraga, and all of its forces. It is critical that we win Midrim. For if you follow the Elementine River at its fork, and go east, you'll arrive eventually at the rest. It's one of the only points of egress to move any amount of troops through. So goes Midrim, so goes the rest, as they say.
Do you come to me seeking aid?
Only if you wish to offer it. The events in Sintraga will transpire as they would, although I do have a feeling you'll find your way there eventually. So he's talking about right here. One of the only points of egress. Otherwise, you gotta go over the mountains.
Pretty cool.
Or you gotta go all the way up here to where the beginning of the Draco Sierras are.
Or you get on a boat.
Yep. Well, it's a boat and the riverbank.
Mm-hmm.
So you can walk troops along it.
I meant like.
Oh, yes, you can do
Go
that.
the long way.
Yep.
Long way.
So, he says, I do believe the war will take you there one way or another. But you needn't be there for her installation. Only if you wish it.
I did develop somewhat of a fondness for Ygritte during our short time together.
She is truly remarkable. Powerful. She descends from a great lineage.
She will serve our initiative well.
Yes. As you have. It is time to complete your training.
I am ready.
There are no great rituals for this. There are no sacred rites or movements you need to go through. Just simply an opening of your mind. You hold up a hand. With one touch, I will unlock the last of your potential in the shadow arts.
I am at your service.
You will now see things as they truly are. He boop, taps you on the forehead, and you gain the ability to see in magical darkness. 120 feet.
Nice.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. I will blink and look around the now. Well, I could see darkness before, but it's different. It probably looks different. I'll say, I am honored, Master. Thank you for entrusting me with this power. I will not let the order down.
No, you will not.
Tell me, do you have news outside of Centrum? We know that Centraga, did I say Centrum?
Mhm.
I'm thinking of the Centrum Assembly, sorry.
Also,
You
Midrim
mixed-
and Centraga.
Yeah, you mixed them together.
And there's a thing called Centrum in a fantasy, or in a sci-fi setting I like. I will say, we know that a Vorgesh is channeling devils from the lower planes. Do we have eyes on that situation?
We do, in part. It is much as you have heard. He summons devils who in turn summon more devils. It is a multiplying effect. Each day, his numbers grow. Unfortunately, Gish, Imperia, Fort Mountain Hall, Foggy Bottom, and the Stone Marsh have held power for so many centuries because of their immense armies and resources. It'll take a full war effort to take on a Voragesh. As long as he maintains control of Gish. Moving too quickly will cause catastrophic disaster and destruction.
We must wait for the right time to strike.
Yes.
I am at your service, Master. I appreciate your confidence in me.
This war will be over. And once it is, I believe the difficult part begins.
And what is that?
Rebuilding.
It will be good to create something after so much destruction.
The destruction is necessary.
In order to save a life, sometimes you must take one.
And or thousands.
So lighthearted.
That is all. Unfortunately, as you know, the Life Forge is being corrupted. It sits deep in the bowels of Gish, underneath the city.
Yes. I fear for its safety, as we all do.
Some of your old compatriot, I have heard some of them have begun to have visions and dreams as the Life Forge loses it changes. I believe these nightmares are a corrupting influence. Be wary of them.
Do you feel, Master, that if we wait for a Vorgesh, that we will be too late?
I don't know. But it may be that you can save the Life Forge before stopping a Voragesh. But I don't know the pieces or what that would involve.
If I found a way, could I count on our order for assistance?
Yes. Very much so.
Thank you, Master.
I believe it's time for me to go.
You have many jewels to sell.
Yes. Need to go tend to matters.
Thank you, Master.
He gives you just the slightest of bows, and the scene cuts. The jeweler stands up. Well, good meeting you again. And he leaves.
I will sit in thought in the foyer for another hour or so before I return to bed.
Okay.
Woo! Magical dark sight! 120
Nice.
feet!
Wrong thing.
That works with...
Yes. Yes. Can see all the horrors of the void now.
I can.
That's
I can
right.
cast
This
magical
one.
darkness, then teleport into it now. I can throw the void blade, the void blade at somebody, and then teleport to
It's
it.
not a thrown weapon, but you could throw it, I guess.
Take it.
Cloud of darkness just coming at them.
And I like teleport behind them.
I wonder what the rules are for throwing a blade that isn't meant to be thrown. It's probably like 10 feet.
Throwing it purely with my anemic strength, my strength of 8. You know, just it's like a kid in grade school trying to throw a baseball.
Accomplishing
Should
that.
that blade be anywhere near the resurrection ritual?
What do you think I'm going to use in the resurrection ritual?
Technically, the void diamond has already been consumed to make that particular weapon, so you're good.
Yeah, we're safe. It's
Yeah.
completely.
That's
Completely
how did
safe.
Beverly's work.
What do you mean?
He stepped with, I think.
One of the functions of that dagger was to transport more of them.
Oh
Okay.
gosh,
Yeah.
nice. It's a void dagger that summons more void daggers.
It's a void dagger that imparts, whenever it is used to kill, would impart, basically void diamonds, void.
Would leave behind void
no.
shards in the victim.
Oh
Yep,
no.
which he explained.
That's pretty cool.
That's why it took him 3 stabs.
Yikes.
You know they always said third try is the charm. We just gotta get it in there.
Anyway,
I'm excited.
I think Gilly probably is really, really restless.
Okay.
And, probably calls it down because it's Release's door again.
All right, whoever's green and has this little thing right here, could you it's freaking me out. Where did that come from?
Sure ain't me.
It's not me. Oh,
Is it on the other? Are you logged in twice?
Maybe.
It appeared.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go. Thank God. Thank you.
it's freaking me out.
Freaking me out.
It was bothering me.
It's just
Yeah.
it's slowly growing.
Stop. Fucking
Moving
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes. Come on in.
Hi. I brought, I don't know if you want cocoa or, there's wine.
I'll probably take wine or cocoa with some sort of alcohol in it.
Oh yeah, I've got some, we could call up for something.
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm gonna have to try to bring Mesa back tomorrow, and I don't know, I feel really guilty about the whole thing, because she wasn't gonna fight.
No.
And then I talked to her, and then she did, and now here we are. And I know that it's not really my fault, I didn't kill her, but I feel tangentially responsible.
I mean, she still made her choice, and
I know.
to do what was needed in that time, and that was just brave of her. Selfless. I aspire to be like that one day, but yeah.
Part of me worries that she won't want to come back, and part of me wonders if we should even be asking her to come back.
I mean, she still has the choice not to, but I think she will. If she made that choice that day to do that, she's, with a strong will like her, she's made up her mind.
Well, then I guess what we need to do is everything in our power to make sure that the ritual succeeds.
Absolutely.
How long had you known her? Your families go way back.
They do. A bit of time. She's been around quite a while. And she lived out near Fogger Bottom where I grew up. I don't remember a lot from back then with everything. It's been a long time. My memory's not what it used to be, but I remember glimpses of her coming by. Not really knowing who she was necessarily, but seemed to be known my family and stuff.
Is there anything that you can think of that might, I don't know, might seem a little obscure and inconsequential, but, you know, does she have like a favorite food?
Do I remember
Perfume
anything?
that
Can I
she
do like
wore?
a knowledge history or something?
This is a history check.
Can I help? Would I be
there's
able
no-
to read about any of this stuff?
So here's the thing. You can help. However, Civilius, you have disadvantage, but you already have
Okay.
advantage, so it's just a straight roll.
Straight roll.
I have disadvantage.
Because it's
Because it's
time
wrapped up in trauma.
Oh
and
no!
void. A 7 plus 9, so that is 16.
16. You don't remember exactly what it was, but as a woman of incredible arcane power and a supernatural constitution, she enjoyed her food, don't get me wrong, but what she loved more than anything was her wine.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't quite remember how it was made or what it was.
It was this wine that we used to have. She just loved it. But it's all foggy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not great irony.
No, not as such.
Moon apple wine.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I don't know. We could
What-
try to bring something wine-like, but I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Can I help you?
I'm
That
just
was
prepped.
actually going to be my question: is would Gilly piece together that it might be made from moon apples?
Roll history. You only have to get within 6.
Well, I rolled the worst thing I could roll
2.
Oh, I was gonna say it's not a 1. I know that because of
because I could re-roll it.
yeah.
It's a 2.
No.
And this is not gonna work. History? No. No.
You jinxed us.
Sorry.
She liked a good Bellini.
Do you have any DM inspiration or anything?
I do, but I thought I was gonna need that for the ritual.
Yep.
You should do something really inspiring so Matt gives you another one.
Stop it. I'm saving it for the ritual.
Rolling above a
Leave me
10.
alone.
While we're distracted, what's the magic of gold dragons? White dragons is
When you say what kind of magic?
like green dragons is poison, blue dragons is ice.
Yeah, gold dragon is sleep and fire.
Okay.
So,
Gee! Special wine!
what was your total?
6.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a higher bonus than
Is
that.
that within?
No, I've got an end of 10, right? Oh, well, I could be attuned to the helm.
But were you?
Alexis forgot that we discussed that.
Mm-hmm.
Gilly, for these sorts of things, would think ahead
Mm-hmm.
and attune to these things.
Mhm.
I think. Is that okay?
If you think it's okay, it's okay.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's like the only thing that Gilly would attune the thing to the thing
Especially,
for.
do you just have open slots or?
No, but I could unattune to something that I'm not
Okay.
using in battle, you know?
Okay.
Okay. Doo-doo-doo.
Good, thank goodness for that.
Right? Yeah.
Mesa, sorry you're staying dead. We're not batting on you tonight.
Yeah, it's like.
We're your best friends.
I'm just like.
Which would bring my total. That would bring my total to 10.
You needed a 9 to be
Okay.
within 6.
Oh, thank God.
It is a moon apple wine.
Okay. Okay.
You doubt yourself because it's like, well, moon apples are extinct. Then it dawns on you that people keep wine forever, and that people let it age, and people store large amounts ahead of time. So, very expensive to have in this day and age. But in theory, there are vineyards out there that still have it. There are cellars out there that still have it. But oh my God, would they be expensive?
I am going to message Mima because she's in the business of hospitality. And if anybody is going to know where they can find something like that, it's probably going to be my family.
Is everyone ready for this?
Oh my God.
Nice to
It's
be
going to
rich.
come full circle.
It's nice to be rich.
It's nice to be rich and have rich friends. So what do you say to your mom?
I just ask, do you know anyone who might have moon apple wine?
She replies, she says, oh God. She says, I mean, it's incredibly expensive. There is a supplier. He goes by the name The Colonel in Foggy Bottom.
Yep, of course, a fucking course.
Yeah, he's the only one that I know who has it. Really expensive though.
He still has moon apple trees.
No, they're all
He just
they're
does
all
a little
gone.
wine because they burn the orchard.
Yeah.
He's got a little moon apple bonsai tree in his
He
basement.
Oh,
let the
God.
orchards die.
Anyway, oh boy.
He let the orchards die.
Well, because they're on the edge of
Yikes.
the mountains. Imagine that one of those caverns that creates its own biodome.
You let owlbears on the property?
All right. She said someone named the Colonel might have some.
Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
Just checking.
Yeah.
The Colonel got said to everybody, right? Back when we were fighting those assassins
You all know
who were
who the
sent by the
Colonel
Colonel.
is.
Okay.
Well, yes, and Gallant told you that was the name of his employer.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Hey,
Yeah.
So,
She's
not
ready.
ideal.
Just getting up off the
Definitely. I have a
What is
seed,
this
but
dream?
Hey, it's not gonna.
My niece is shooting at it.
Not
It's like,
to cut it, no.
oh. Good Lord. We all do it.
I don't know yeah, it would still take forever to make wine, even if Selena were able to grow it quickly or something. But it's, yeah, I've only got one.
Maybe in the morning we could ask the Duke if maybe they have any.
Yeah.
Or know how to get some.
So expensive.
Bring it up to the rest of us.
You know what? We just had a scene where we talked about how to save thousands, sometimes you have to kill one. Okay. Kill the Duke, steals one.
I mean, God, I can't even focus anymore.
They're just trying to have a scene, folks.
I'm sorry, I'm being disrespectful.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
I need paper.
Alright.
I don't know if it would help if we had it.
We could try to get something close does your ma know if there's any?
I mean,
Anything
something
close to
similar
the
might be
taste
like
or
apple
similar,
brandy or something,
yeah.
but I don't know that they would even know what the taste of moon apple wine would be.
It's been a very long time since I've had it, but I might be able to
Is
get a
apple
close
brandy anywhere
approximation.
close?
I mean, it's been a while since I've had true apple brandy, but
Like some real good aged apple brandy.
is
I don't know.
there's probably a bar in this room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there apple brandy on this bar?
Sure.
Oh God.
Can I taste it to see how close it is to moon apple wine if I remember?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a straight
Wow.
straight intelligence roll.
Wow. This is how we're spending our night.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a good one. Okay, so that's a 22.
It's very close.
All right. Yeah, this is from what I remember. This is-
However, it's important to remember that, I mean, just taste-wise, like, moon apple wine is actually magical.
yeah.
Okay.
Could I magic up this brandy somehow?
Jesus Christ. Missing the point of the...
Mix it with the healing potion. Just,
Cheapening
you
it.
know.
Can we just moon apple stag beer and like pour it into the...
There's a point in which it
Come back, man. So we're throwing a keg.
you know my...
We deceived you to get you to come back from the dance.
We're gonna lie.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
I don't think we'll do the trick.
He's about to hatch their own fraud scheme over here. We sell it. We put a label on it. So Bilius is moon apple.
Moon apple moonshine.
What about Maiza?
Moon apple shine.
We don't need her anyway.
That dragon.
She never kept us anyway.
Oh my god.
So many magic items.
I cannot. There's too much boba in here. This was a mistake.
Duncan is Avilius and the boba.
All of it.
Is the giveaway command live? Did we say that?
Oh, I forgot to tell him
it's
the
going on right now.
activation keyword.
Cool. I forgot
Yeah,
to
no,
put the
there was a
title.
whole thing.
What is it again?
Salvage!
Salvage.
Exclamation point salvage.
And it runs through till tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. I talked all about the giveaway.
I think you did mention it. I wanted to remind people. Yeah, so you can do a salvage for the giveaway.
Yeah, type in that.
Exclamation point salvage. Giveaway
you
runs till
go.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Well,
I don't think this is necessarily gonna work.
right.
But we asked the others, I don't know at this point.
Is there anybody that we're not thinking of that should be at this thing?
Dryden maybe, if you're able to reach him.
I tried. I don't know if it got through.
Yeah, the void, who knows.
Right.
Oh, okay. I can't think of many others.
What about your aunt?
Getting her out of the house is, at this point in time, it's not gonna happen. If you want to send her,
How old
you
is
can try.
like JJ?
Do I know? Like, was he around?
He was not. You know, he's actually. I believe
He's
y'all
pretty
have it.
new,
He's
right?
like
Yeah.
he's a couple hundred, but he's not old enough for.
Yeah.
And Beverly isn't.
Beverly's gone.
Beverly's gone.
Yeah. Countess of Amia disintegrated him on the rooftop that night. So. I couldn't stop it. There's nothing I could do.
There was a lot we couldn't do that day.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sibelius.
It's alright. That's why there's whiskey and wine and all the other delightful things.
Jeez. Why would she kill Beverly?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wasn't she supposed to be, like, against Devargash?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd think that, but here we are.
She just have that big a grudge against the Heathens Collective.
I think Beverly was more than that. He's a very old elf. Well, there's more to him. But he's gone now. So. Live with a lot of unanswered questions. And I don't know. I've thought about asking you guys if we could bring him back and whatnot, but I don't know. With his void dagger and his connection to the void, I don't want what happened to the Duke to happen to him if we try that.
Right.
Because who knows how much of the void has their hooks in them.
Do you know who he made that deal with to get what he got?
Oh, I'm sure it was the Whispering Father.
Oh,
Who else makes deals in the void?
I don't know. I'm guessing it sure wasn't the Lang.
No, probably not.
whole lot of bad.
Yes. This whole situation is a whole lot of bad. Best thing we can do is just move forward, though.
It really just takes a long, quiet sip of her cocoa.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome to stay here the rest of the night. I'm just gonna sit and meditate and drink and read. So, if you're restless, you're welcome to keep me company.
I think I'll do that.
Perfect. Civilius will go back to his book.
Okay.
Gilly will spend the rest of the night just kind of, you know, idly doing whatever she can do to keep herself somewhat, you know, busy while resting, I guess. If there are, since she's attuned to the headband of intellect for now,
Okay.
I think she might have the urge to read. Maybe see if she can find anything, just whatever books she finds handy that seem like they might be helpful.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to roll anything for anything, but
I'm thinking. Okay, here's what I'll say. Your mind turns to the patrons of the void and the gods of the void, and that question of who Beverly might have made a deal with kind of starts eat away with you. Now, not a lot is known about the void, but people do have a rough sketch plan of the kind of entities beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll. I guess this would be, it can be history, religion, or arcana, I guess. It doesn't really, there's different answers.
I'm going to enhance my ability.
Okay.
Okay. So, plus 20. Dirty 20.
Perfect. The Whispering Father is one of the most well-known gods of the void. But his deals tend to be a bit... Well, you've seen them.
Yikes.
And they tend to be a bit more short-lived and less pragmatic. He's a bit more into different things. Not to mean he's calculating or whatever, but what Beverly was doing, although it coincided with Whispering Father's desires, every time the Whispering Father is offered someone a deal, it's for them to carry a creature within them that you've seen and have heard of. There are other entities in the void. That one of them is known as the Dragon.
No. There's a fucking void dragon!
Of course there's a void dragon.
Of course there's a void dragon.
I'm gonna put him under allies.
This
Yeah, that
is a
seems
face
right.
of surprise.
And that entity is known to be far more mystic, far more... The accounts, few and far between as they are, that is a creature that is mysterious and its plots are ever vexing and difficult to decipher.
Now, if only Gish was made up the same way as the planets were, where each planet had its own dragon. This is the void dragon of the land of summer forever.
And you have a feeling that the entity that Beverly made a deal with is this dragon, the dragon, as it's called, the dragon of the void. Has names, but its names are innumerable. And probably none of them are real. If there's nothing else that night, morning will come. Okay. You pick back up in the morning. Is there anything that anyone wishes to do before the ritual starts?
I will go find Selena.
Okay. Take it away, boss.
If you're not up in like or we're at breakfast, I don't know.
So if I'm still in my room, I'll use a spyglass to see through the door.
It's civilians.
I would have made that purple coffee before, so if you wanted to take her a cup.
I will.
I go ahead and open the door. What can I help you with?
Here's some coffee. First off.
Thank you.
Second.
Look.
People don't bring me things.
She hates coffee.
Bring it back with spitting it like I am.
You make coffee like all the time when we're camping. You all shush.
No. Group things are one thing, but like
Oh,
someone
gotcha.
bringing me coffee to my door, it's like, usually I have to fetch this myself.
Nice being rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Here we go.
Wealth is the real friends we made along the way.
Oh my god. Yikes.
Do you need help getting the
Yikes.
diamonds out of the box?
Out of the box, no.
Okay.
Alric. So I would have invited you in, shut the door. No, Alric showed me how to biggen it and smallin it.
Perfect. Those aren't words, but I get the gist.
Thank you for that.
When you take the diamonds out, I'd like to put the void diamond I have in so that there's not any unintended consequences during the ritual.
Why don't you just use this? And I'll pull out my little box that pops open and is a box of holding.
Is it a box of holding with an extra planar dimension in it?
Thank you, Frost.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Stay frosty.
As long as it's not just a box that's not going to be any better than the bag I have in.
No,
That's going
and
to whisk it away to another plane temporarily.
I will take a pillow from the bed and shove it into the box, and you can see it disappear
Okay.
into my box of holding, and then I will dump it back out. Does anything come out when I dump out?
Is this the thing with the unicorn?
No. This is the box of holding that I got from Goblin Society Games.
Oh, I don't know what that thing does.
It's a
box of
tiny
holding.
cube. So it's a cube that comes down to like a D6 size that gets bigger and then becomes a box of holding.
Oh,
and then
okay.
It'll go back down.
Oh, right. No, nothing comes out.
Okay, just the pillow comes back out when I dump it over. It's
One of
Alright. Perfect. Then I'll pull out the diamond and I'll toss it in your box.
okay, and then I'll put it back to the cube and I'll hand it to you.
Thank you very much.
I'm.
Alright.
No, I can't.
Thank you for giving me your box.
Stop it! Cut it out.
Selena's box. That's the title of the episode.
Selena's heart-shaped box.
No!
Savannah's put his boy diamond in it.
Oh no! First he embiggened it.
You will give that
I tuck your box into my pocket.
God. Just tucking it in there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's the accent that does it.
Alright, I'll see you at breakfast then.
So you're gonna give that back to me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
That's
Good.
funny.
Man, is there anything else that we have on our persons that should not be between the four of us that should not be exposed to resurrection magic?
I believe that the void diamond which I carried with me has been consumed.
Mm.
In this state, look at my mirrored visor. Gaunts, it should be in art.
So, and then while the two of us are together, I swear I had this thought before they started talking about moon apples.
Mm.
So, this is going to sound like a weird question after that exchange, but do you remember what Maisa smelled like? Because I remember this lingering smell of gold with a little bit of soot, like a campfire almost.
I mean, that's usually how gold dragons smell.
And
Fire. And the gold.
but she had more than that. It was almost vanilla. What was it?
Do I vaguely remember anything?
I mean, you met her within recent memory. What do you think?
I'm looking for you to say moon
I know.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Probably
He got it the first 8 times.
like an apple top smell. Oh, probably moon apples. She did love that wine.
And
They're all gone.
what do those smell like specifically?
Oh, it's a very hard to describe smell. Like a citrus, but like right before you cast a spell and there's that kind of energy around.
Could you show me?
I don't know necessarily how to show you.
Would you let me cast Dream on you?
Sure.
And then, so I will cast Dream on him.
Okay.
And join him in a dream and
Just in the
have
middle
it
of
be
the
a...
room while I'm holding
Yeah.
The coffee just you're in the doorway. You're not even fully in the room.
crumbles.
This is what you get for stealing my box.
Wow!
It's called marriage, Liz.
No.
You gave me the box. You consented.
No.
I've been losing hours. I just wake up in strange places.
Wow. So we just went. No, so I invited him in. I shut the door, and I would assume that he had been sitting or it was normal. And this wasn't weird.
He's
You
goes in
guys
a
stop.
He's like in a clawfoot tub.
Like bent, like
Of course, it's very comfortable and wholesome.
Tried to do anything wholesome here, and I just get wrapped.
You can't say that after all of the box talk.
I didn't start it. He did.
So you cast
Anyway.
a dream, and what does this dream look like, folks?
So, I would assume Moon Apple Orchard.
Yeah, I'll try to think back to my childhood. One of the times Mesa came to visit.
Sorry, what?
I will think back to my childhood and one of the times Mesa came to visit.
Oh, okay.
The estate at
Okay.
Foggy Bottom with the moon apple orchards and stuff.
Alrighty. You see that coming into view.
No. Swing.
And I've joined you. This is a dream world. You can make it however you want.
Yep.
I mean, you can see the scene playing out. So Mia's sitting at a table in the middle of the orchard with my father and mother sitting off to the side with me.
So
You're welcome to walk up. I've tried to replicate as best I can remember, but I make no guarantees.
So what does this orchard smell like?
Um,
That's on your property that I'm assuming we're in because we're looking for the smell of moon apple.
yeah, and
Smells
you
like
are
moon
surrounded like it by it. It's like I described. There's the appley citrus smell, but like with that magic electricity almost to it, where you can just feel it, and not even just like you smell it, but you also feel it.
Green apple ozone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this real enough that I could imagine a tree or blade of grass or something that has survived to the present day
Want you
from
to
his
make
memory?
potentially. I want you to both make Arcana checks.
With advantage or disadvantage?
Straight rolls.
Nat 20.
Nice.
8 total.
Okay then.
So 29 total.
It's definitely good enough. It's accurate.
So is there anything that wouldn't have been burned down in the orchard?
I mean, it's a. What do you mean, like?
So is there other landscaping that would be sufficient?
Yeah, the mountains and such. Yeah.
Then I will tuck that tidbit away. And
Is this good enough?
I think so. I think this gives us what we need. Gives us something. I'm gonna do what I can. So I tried to create an environment she'd want to come back to on the veranda that we're gonna be doing this on. I don't know how well it worked, but it's there. And then I was going to try to replicate the most tangible piece of her that I can try to remember.
Perfect. I'm just kind of getting lost in the scenery, the memory.
How long do you want to stay?
Maybe a little bit.
And I will keep the spell powered for the next hour at least.
Okay. Illusion eventually fades. You're brought back to the city of Cragmandu. You crawl out of the clawfoot tub.
Your leg is asleep from being behind you.
Is this scar new?
Ah, damn it, they stole my
Shit, you're
kidneys.
fucking kidding.
Selena let the kidneys go.
Charlie!
Selena there's a note left on the door. Selena's gone.
Give me back my box and I'll give you back your
Oh
kidney.
wow. It's not Candy Mountain, it's the Moon Apple Orchard. That's what this is.
Alrighty, good stuff. Is there anything else anyone wishes to do before the ritual?
It's a wild shot, but I'll just ask Rick if he's got any Moon Apple wine laying around.
He goes,
I'm sure he doesn't.
do you know how much that stuff costs?
Yeah, well, okay.
10
It's only because
1,000 gold dragons a bottle.
that's a lot. I just thought if there was any handy, a little bit might help in bringing Mesa back. I don't want it for me.
I have a bottle. But, and, if you feel it's necessary, yes.
Left field, Mr. Crick. That's awesome.
He's a phenomenally wealthy duke.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
got 10,000.
It's like, do you know how much those are worth? I had like 12 bottles. What year?
He's like, I'm the colonel.
Oh, yikes.
Should have known from his white suit.
I will. This is a role. So we've had a lot of action. This is more of like a role play. There's a resurrection episode. I probably won't tell him to get fucked unless the ritual fails to resurrect the dragon.
Which, how we've been rolling, 50-50.
We'll see.
That's gonna hurt you as much as it hurts us.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've killed her once.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, it's not like you enjoyed doing it.
No.
It's different than when you kill us. You enjoy killing us. You did not enjoy killing Mesa.
True. So he says, if you feel it's necessary, I can offer a yes. But it is yes.
Well,
You're about to complain about the cost in the face of like bringing back an ancient gold dragon.
Correct. He stopped himself.
Gilly was about
You
to
know,
like,
it's
no.
expensive.
You just look at him and he's just like, I'd be more than happy to.
I think it would give us our best shot. Which would give Cragmandu its best shot.
Steward. And another gnome with a knife.
Yeah.
Comes up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh,
And a white mustache.
Big ol' whatever.
They were all
Big ol' bro. Comes up and goes and gets a puddle of wine. You can see like it's in its original, like it's in like original wood box, and like it's very ornate. And you can see it says it's like, you know, Colonel Vineyards.
Oh no.
I just imagine he said, Steward, like, bring me the moon apple wine. He's like, which vintage, sir? Like, which one?
One from every year.
I only have one bottle.
He pulls out his gun and just murks the steward.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Has like a whole broom closet just loaded.
You can't find good help anymore.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was a spy, clearly, from the south.
Clearly.
Yikes.
He would
So-
know the answer.
Sir Crick, he just kind of very slowly hands it over to you. Hands quivering.
Not letting go for it.
Dropping it. Shoot, having it done.
Yes.
You gotta let go. You gotta let go. Tuck it away.
I suppose I could always buy another, but that is... I'm keeping it more of a historical artifact.
Well, I can give you the bottle back
Eh.
afterwards and all that. Maybe. I don't know how we're gonna use it yet.
Yeah, that's alright.
Chris in this ritual.
Jesus, can you imagine just breaking it off? No, like breaking it on a tree.
Gilly's in the back drinking straight from the bottle,
Yeah.
tonguing it.
I'm so powerful.
Most of it's on her shirt.
You know when they drink it and then spit, like you don't swallow because you're just tasting it?
Oh
Everyone
no.
comes to the ritual. The prism's just gone.
Oh.
Run off. This bottle.
Oh man. Yikes. Anyway, alright.
Spinal tap.
Well, we've got that now.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what else I could possibly do then at this point.
Okay. I think we're ready.
Gods.
So, around dusk, on the other side of the keep, on the westerly side, with the overlook as the sun begins to set and the boundaries between reality are at their weakest in day-to-day life. You see the lords and ladies of Narshley gather, and just kind of as everyone's looking around, kind of making sure everyone's accounted for. The Duke is like, I suppose it's everyone. And you can see there's this kind of like this in the far distance, in overlooking the water. There's this kind of blue flash, a silver flash of light, as two halflings atop a silver adult dragon come flying in, as the as who it appears to be, I would say the lady, so not the Baroness, Mafanwe, and they wouldn't both travel. They wouldn't want to do that because of stewardship.
Right.
Mafanwe and I'm going to say Finnan are atop the silver dragon.
Real Finnan this
To
time.
Sadris.
That's really cool.
Hello, Gilly, it's me.
Oh, stop it.
Won't put his
Stop
back
it.
to you.
The dragon.
What's up, Gilly?
My skin suit.
And the silver dragon lands on the overlook. And as they descend from the silver dragon, everyone kind of does a little bit of a clap, and everyone kind of stands. The silver dragon morphs and down into her more humanoid form. Excuse me. And she nods and takes a seat near the front, and your mom comes up and gives you a good hug, and Finnan gives you a little hug, and ritual. Everyone kind of, you all get in your place. You're expected to stand around this kind of massive stone platform that is seemingly kind of fit for all occasions. They've created some clever wood, some clever stonework here, but this is definitely big enough to accompany an ancient dragon. Okay, so. As the sun sets and the sky darkens and the dim light fills the air, Callie begins the ritual. She's probably actually been casting and preparing for a whole day. I believe the spell technically takes 24 hours, so she basically started the preparations of casting a day ago, when you all first arrived. As they reach their zenith, the large diamond statue that you've granted them sits at the apex of this stone platform. This large diamond unicorn Kirin-like structure. It kind of slowly glows, zoom, 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 as its kind of outline shimmers with divine magic. One by one, these sparkles of starlight shoot from it and begin to form the rough outline of a very large ancient dragon. they solidify continuously as Kali, the high executor of the small lights and of Kragmandu, does her kind of more ritualistic, holy dance that she performs, chanting all the while.
I'd like to inspire her whenever it's appropriate.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't have anything right now
Okay.
to inspire her. I just would like to give her an inspiration.
Okay. So she almost finishes cast and brings her hand around as starlight grows larger and larger and brighter. She says, okay, I've bridged the divide between this world and the next. It's time to make your offerings, Prism. What do you offer to call Mesa Mayor, the golden dragon of Kragmandu, and once sorcerer queen of the Dimmir? What do you offer to bring her back, Prism?
Mesa, I know you were on the fence about fighting in this war, but you made your choice and you saved a lot of people. You could save even more. You are an anchor for us. You were there when we started. We hope that you're there with us when it all ends.
And what object do you offer?
I don't have one.
I'll hand you the moon apple one.
I have the one, so I will use my rapier and saber it, and then I'll pour glass and just hold the bottle and either pass it through the light or hand it to the examiner to pass through.
You see the Duke of Narsha like as you saber it and the contents kind of go spilling a little bit, skittering along the stone platform.
It is the traditional way of opening.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. Your charisma's no longer a 4.
Correct. Yeah, I fixed that. After the thing tore out of my spine. Yeah, that doesn't help.
Would I have been able to inspire anybody?
Yep, that is part of the
Then I'll
ritual.
hand inspirations out to everyone.
Okay.
For you.
I wasn't sure because it's like an hour-long
Yeah,
thing if that would work.
I use my inspiration, obviously, because I need it. So that will be 13.
13. Okay. Is it D8?
D8.
As you offer the wine, you see one of the diamond lights dim. Who's next?
Do you know what you want to do?
I do.
What's that actually? It's not actually part of it.
I'll let Vox go next then. Lex, sorry.
Gilly will pull out her viol and just start playing a little tune. The oldest elven, most beautiful tune that she knows.
Okay.
With hopefully whatever relevance it might be able to have. She's done a lot of reading and a lot of music studies, so I'm sure she knows something.
Yeah.
Just say, Mesa, I know you must be tired. And I know that it was a lot asking you to join the fight again. But you're a great woman. And these are a great people, and they have a great need. And I'm going to sing. Mesa Mayor, here we are again. My, oh how much we miss you. Mesa Mayor, will you fight again? Oh how Cragmandu needs you.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll performance.
And I will use my DM's inspiration. Much better. 29.
That is extraordinary success. You get 2 successes. So you see one of the diamond's lights, one of the diamond lights, the star lights lights up, and the one that dimmed in front of Sevilius goes brighter.
Okay. I'll inspire Cassandra's too whenever she needs it.
Okay.
Are you ready now?
It doesn't matter which one of us goes to me.
Go for it.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, not sorry about singing ABBA.
That was pretty great.
that's pretty great. Okay. So I've been waffling between these 2 spells. Okay. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay. So I would take Fog Cloud and Druidcraft, if I could blend those together.
Okay.
And around the very outside of this opening, throughout the trees and the humidity that's already here, and the landscape that changed, that probably confused everyone, but here we are. The landscape created by the Druid Grove permeate this space with the smell that reminds me of being in Mesa's shop. The dusty old books that have that library smell to them, the binding glue that you really just can't get anywhere else, the lingering scent of soot in a hearth fire that she always seemed to carry with her, the slight metallic aftertaste of the gold that she used as her bed, and of course the effervescent smell of the moon apple wine, remembered from a dream that has a slight electricity to it. And see if I can surround basically just the group that we're in with this fog cloud that would bring the most tangible essence of her that I could.
Go ahead and roll Arcana.
19. Which one of you doesn't hate?
They all do.
I know.
They all do.
But the gold dice for the gold dragon.
There you go.
Okay, that definitely could be worse. So it's 11 plus 6 is 17.
And you have inspiration,
I do.
which you can only use within the next 10 minutes.
Perfect. I will
You should
add
use
my
it.
D8.
I'm gonna save it for what I really need.
That
to
was
do.
it.
Well,
So 19 total.
So 1 success. See a bright light shimmer as the fog radiates, and people are there's kind of a hush in the air as they are remarking on the change in the environment in this kind of druidic grove that's been sprung to life, and the fog that permeates.
So, but I think I can leave the gap in the middle of that fog that's just us.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Justice. We'll say, Maeza, do you remember the last conversation that we had before you departed Cragmandu? I said that I thought that I understood the human condition, war, poverty, cruelty, and unnecessary violence. I thought that this allowed me to be more efficient and more capable. I thought that humans could not change because they did not want to. You helped me realize that I was wrong. This is not the human condition, but the condition of those in power, trapped in a prison of their own sins. For years I dreamt of a world that I thought that I could never see. You touched me that night, and I felt the goodness in you, and it gave me hope. Hope to be the change that I wanted to see in this world. And now we need you to return and to bring that hope to others so they can change as I have. And I'm going to pull out the bottle of bewitching perfume that I bought from Maeza in the very first session when we met her, and I never used. And I'm going to toss it into the portal water spectrum.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Okay,
Actually, for this, I'll do charisma plus proficiency.
cool. Hold on. $25.
That is an extraordinary success.
Nice.
So, yeah. Okay, so you needed 5 successes before 3 failures, and you had about a failure and a half. So, it was not looking good. Okay. So, but that's just so that Callie can roll. So, here's what happens next.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's bringing people...
Does Tassadris...
That's where I'm
Sorry.
getting to.
Sorry.
What happens next is Tassadra steps forward, and in her humanoid form, she speaks in Draconic. And most of you understand Draconic. It is said that we dragons were created, that we metallic dragons were created in a time long ago when the gods warred with their parentage. We were created to protect the burgeoning race of, well, what is now known as humanity. Some of our brood, through the years, have done this very well. Others, like myself, have not. I don't have the courage that you have, Maeza. No one ever did. I'm not the warrior that you were. I'm not even anywhere near the sorceress you are. But I'm a dragon. And if I can be here today And if I can defend my city, and if I can defend my duke from impossible odds, even when I was terrified, and defend his successor still, then you can come back and defend this city. Please, Mesa, there's... The Gish once called us the Concert of Dragons. But I can't do this performance alone. It's just me up here now. And I can't fight Ravas without you. I can't bring this concert to a close without you. Okay, Callie has inspiration.
I'm so just a sadness, yeah.
Okay. For Tessandris, we will roll. There we go. Oh, that was cocked. That'll do it for Tessandris.
Okay.
Now for Callie. She's got a +6.
Which is at least a +7.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, both.
A D8 or
Yep. D8.
I'm using the void dice.
Okay. Oh, right.
Wait, what?
Oh.
I needed a 3 on the inspiration dice. I got a 4.
Good.
Or, yeah, yep, I can do math. Yep, I needed.
Oh no, I take it back.
No. I needed a 4 to kill you all.
So as the bright starlight grow brighter and brighter with everyone's invocation, with everyone's contribution to the resurrection ritual, they shoot out these beams that all kind of intersect and form a brilliant diamond grid of pure white energy. When it kind of almost becomes blinding for a moment, and you have to look away. When it flashes as the spell ends. There is an ancient gold dragon on the stone surface. Heavy, labored breathing. Clerics start to rush up, casting greater restoration. And there's this kind of... as the ancient dragon stands up. Looks out at the crowd. And all the clerics kind of stop. Kind of frozen. I believe we have a war to win. And a country to save. Sorry for my absence, but I have to arrive fashionably late. She collapses as the clerics start to cast greater restoration
I'll
on
rush
her.
up and cast one on her too.
Why?
Oh.
Yeah, we're fine.
Oh,
And with that, we are going to go to break.
oh good! This is such
Justice,
good.
Justice doesn't
so
even,
amazing.
Justice doesn't even breathe, and he
Oh.
was holding his breath.
Wow, yes. Oh, so good. Matthew.
Good lord.
Fuck.
That pause.
Should I mark off my greater rest?
I was considering, I was like, does she really want to come back?
I know. I knew it. You were like, he's second.
Is that really where we are? Okay, so we are going to take our 20-minute break, and because this is a long show, we do this just about every week. So we're just going to take a breather, settle ourselves. We'll be back in 20 minutes. Please stick around. Make sure you're following the channel, all that good stuff.
And make sure to enter our giveaway.
Yeah, exclamation point salvage. They'll type in the instructions. It's going till tomorrow, so.
Yes.
Make sure you're following the channel. If you can, go ahead and subscribe. We appreciate all the support. Thank you, Frost, for the bits. Thank you, Albron, for the bits.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who's showing up. Kima, Satan's Panties, all you lovely folks. Thank you so much. Back in 20, okay?
Yeah.
We are back.
Woo!
Hey, Chromatica. Good timing.
Wow.
Perfect.
We saw that you were raiding. We're like, we have to get
Come
back
back
in
now.
there.
That's how it is, baby.
We were like, Matt, we need a break. And he was like, no.
That's okay.
To catch you up, we just resurrected an ancient gold dragon,
Barely.
and as my contribution, I sang some ABBA.
And we ruined a 10,000 gold bottle of wine.
Not ruined.
Well,
Just
yeah, no,
poured her
we're
a
gonna
glass.
drink
She'll
it.
drink it. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll drink it too.
We'll all drink
obviously.
it today to celebrate. It's fine.
10,000 gold dragons worth of wine.
Yep.
All in the blink of an eye.
That's right.
Wasted.
That's
But
right.
now we have...
Poured out for a drink.
How much is Maiza worth?
Yeah,
She's
pour out a
walk.
drink for our
She's a
dragon.
gold dragon.
buddy.
So, having returned to life and making a quip about being fashionably late, the clerics surround Maze and begin pouring healing spells, greater restorations into her.
I've only got the one to give her, so
Yep.
there she goes.
Mark her off.
I did.
If they need another one, I can pour one.
Up to you if you want to do it.
Yeah, I can do that. Greater restoration it is.
It's this one. I don't think that's it.
15
It's always...
time for you.
Wow. No, keep going.
Never something better than this.
Unfucking believable.
Wow.
Want you to live.
Oh, wow.
Roll for the tragedy that is that song.
Did you say roll for the tragedy?
Yeah.
She sure did.
I will have you all know that I used to sing competitively, and I won several state awards in my
Huh,
singing.
so did I, but we're not doing
Not
that.
anymore.
Yeah, white privilege gets you pretty far.
They were like, you know, I didn't win. These were like the participation trophies.
Anyway, back
Moving
to
on.
D&D.
I don't have a good track. I'm just going to background music, baby. Okay, so Prism, what are you doing?
Well, so the situation is Mesa is now still
Being healed.
there, unconscious and being healed.
She is conscious and awake. Sure, you can see her eyes kind of up, but they're restoring hit points to her. She's still pretty tired.
So we need to like pump in some healing,
If you want
probably.
to. Or you can just talk to her. It's up to y'all.
So I will go ahead and drop a...
I'll put up Beacon of Hope while people are healing.
That makes sense.
Kind of, there's
moment-
this little
the
jingle.
moment The moment that she's back and everyone starts putting healing into her, I'll put up Beacon of Hope.
Alrighty, and the healing is maximized.
Then
The process
I
is
will
sped up.
drop a 4th level healing spirit on her. So 3d6
Oh, so
Just
Nice.
start dragging.
it's 3d6,
every 6 seconds. So 30d6.
so 180 hit points. Because it's maximized.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
for the Beacon of Hope.
That's
There you go.
It's good because she has about 700 of them.
I will put...
I can drop a second one.
She'll be all right.
Okay.
I'll put
Oh, God,
in...
it's 2 of them.
How many... I'll put in 4 cure wounds from the staff.
So that's 38 hit points. 4 times 8 plus 6. Yep.
Yeah.
So everyone starts pouring healing, and you can hear. She's all right. Hands off, everyone. She stands up.
I'm sure Hadris like heals her too.
I was going to
That's
say,
like her whole thing.
I can do mine from 60 feet away.
Nice.
Um,
Someone took a scale.
She raises up in her large and powerful form, massive ancient wingspan, brilliant gold, thick scaled hide, and claws like great swords, teeth like larger great swords. Just as described many times, a massive, menacing, and powerful creature. If it isn't the four of you.
Hello, Maisa.
Hello, darling.
I'll just pick up the glass of moon apple wine and hand it to her.
I'm famished. Don't feel like transforming at this time.
Sure.
Why don't you bring me up to speed? Give me a proper telling of it all.
Do you want us to do this in character?
Whatever you think is good for the show.
Okay.
Or the game that you want to play.
Oh boy, howdy.
Beza!
Loaded
Beza!
Yeah, well, we decided to stream our game together. Make it entertaining.
Yeah.
First, we screwed up. Then we screwed up some more.
Let me soothe you guys with my monotones as Justice tells the story for the next hour.
So if you have a circle of magic, we can use dream, we can pull us all into this, and you can just see our memories.
Oh. That'll reveal some things to some people.
It certainly would. I was mostly joking. I believe we do have a feast knife that could create appropriate...
That's been given back.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you gave it back to you.
Nope,
Never mind.
that's not mine to keep.
Excuse me, Peace Katana. Not to correct
Yeah,
you
that's
guys.
right. Feast
Sorry.
knife.
It was special. Matt made it for this game.
So great.
Very specific.
How much of the diamonds are left? Like the smash?
Oh, yeah,
The
so
statue's a
I-
little smaller.
I immediately
but
would
it's
have
not
put it
gone.
back into its box. Because I do not want it walking off.
The box that has the void diamond
No,
in it?
different box.
No.
Oh, okay.
Different.
No, I
Oh,
put
that's
the
right,
void
she has
diamond
two
in a
boxes.
puzzle box that I didn't teach him how
Stop.
to open.
Oh my god.
He doesn't know how to open your puzzle box. Got it.
Stop!
I said, just people playing at home, listen closely. I said, make it entertaining, and this is what they do.
We haven't gotten to the story yet.
And that is this whole channel summed up.
I mean, we're
Just
still
like-
alive
People,
Wow.
gosh darn it, people like me. So,
though. So.
we should probably start the story when you died. When you died.
Yowzers.
Well, I couldn't get. I mean, I feel like I never quite saw you in Gish, and then when I did, it was kind of at the party. So I understand the rest of your night feeling all that. I get the big gist of it, but what do I need to know?
A Voragash is here.
That's
Very
a good.
simple. Voragash is here.
His powers are multiplying daily.
No, he's a mass in an army.
Getting worse. Okay.
He can attack you in your dreams, not just in reality.
All right.
But, Angela Crichton is dead. So is her duplicate,
Oh, smashing.
Duplacroix. And so is Fiona Plythe. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And, I have my list, but, you know, I tell her who is dead. And also, we got the diamonds out of Mercinia.
She looks over to the massive unicorn Kieran diamond statue. Oh! Absolutely hideous. Wonderful.
We're well on our way to holding Messenia as well. We just need to deal with Shellatrax when she returns.
I was about to ask if you had dealt with Shellatrax.
Not yet. We sent her off on a little
But the
wild goose chase.
you
Wild
Barty's
dragon chase.
out of the picture. He's
Yes.
imprisoned.
and the Duchess, the Grand Duchess, is fine.
Cassandra has allied herself with us as she wants to see Mercinia be better.
Impressive.
So, between
Not an entire lost cause, and we secured Bridgeton. So,
we're unsure of Midroom at this point.
but we're working on that.
I actually have an update. There, one of my
Timing.
informants very recently informed me that they are very close to installing Egret as the Duchess, and in that regard, we would have both Midram and Centraga under our control.
Wow.
Most of the North has allied themselves with us.
Mm-hmm. And we have the Navy from Hafgar.
If they can get across the sea.
Yeah.
Aren't they experts in naval? I mean, that's their whole thing, right?
Well, there's a
Yeah, that
Kraken
shouldn't have
out
a
there, though,
problem.
too, so that's a thing.
We might have drawn the attention of a Kraken.
Of course you did.
Listen, okay, we've
We're
been
making
competent
friends all
in some
over the
areas
place.
and really fucked some other things up, but
We
we're
had to-
trying our best.
We had to distract Shellatrax with something big enough.
Some of us have only lived a mere 22 years on this planet.
All right. So you poked the Kraken, pissed it off, but it did its job.
Morgan is an ally again.
Mm-hmm.
She's no longer on this plane, though, which you know.
We freed the King of Dreams and the Queen of Nightmares, so they're reunited.
Not really sure if that's relevant in this plane,
Yeah.
but that's a thing that is.
Potential allies.
Maybe they can fight Vargesh in his dreams or something. I don't know.
Perhaps run interference.
Yeah, maybe.
I believe those
I
are
don't know.
the broad strokes, so to speak.
That's efficient.
Vargesh has his Sword of Sorrows, so that's not great.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
When you killed me with it.
Right.
Yes.
That's not just
Well-
that's Chase.
just like in her ear.
I've learned human emotions.
I,
Get fucked
I died once. It's not so bad.
twice. You've died twice.
If I die 3 times, I get a I get a free one.
Damn.
Free resurrection.
Are there
Hey,
any
Chris.
allies or enemies that you think we've forgotten?
We're amassing some Fae potential allies.
Sounds like you have a pretty good handle on things. I'm sure the War Council can get into the nitty gritty. Assuming you've established a War Council, which I'm sure you have.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
We also have the Son of Storms on our side. There's a little caveat to that. So it's kind of twofold. One, Bridgeton has been a bit restructured. The Glide has been a bit restructured in its power
like
dynamics.
New furniture.
Not quite.
Close enough for someone as old as you are.
But the giants and the giant kin, the Goliaths, are an official part of the Glide again, which means the Son of Storms is an ally in the war. However, he has got a bit of a beef with the Countess of Avamere, and kind of gave us a heads up that she's not really to be trusted.
She
So,
looks over to Justice.
Unfortunately, that's not ideal.
I agree with the Son of Storms. I told Justice that she's not to be trusted.
She had ordered my death.
Did we know this? I can't remember what we did and didn't know yet.
Yeah, but I don't know if we knew like the extent of not to be trusted. Like she wants her power. Yeah. What does that mean?
What does it mean?
What is her name, the one we got from the island?
Just words.
Quail.
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 That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know how much we were gonna say.
Man, we've been
We've
done a
been-
lot.
we've been
Yeah, we
busy.
got busy.
These episodes go.
Yeah.
63 episodes. We got like 50 more to go. You got to get through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And so we brought as many allies as we could find. On our way out to Hafgar and back, we brought Quail home,
All right.
if you remember her. I don't know if she's been a storm in your living memory.
I know that there are giants and such that do that to extend their life. I don't know if I've met this quail specifically.
But we have a storm giant, so it's not nothing.
That is extraordinary.
We have some other avenues that we can work.
The next place to fight is Shellatrack?
Probably Shadow
Yeah.
Tracks.
We need to secure Messenia. Establish the foothold.
And we need to do it before Shadow Tracks can get Barty back out and all that.
Plunge the city into eternal winter.
Right, something like that. That would
Yeah.
not be good.
Hadn't crossed my mind yet, but here we are.
Yes. Well then, if that's the next fight, that's the next fight. When do you want to depart? I was trying to parse two words, despair and depart.
Ah, wow.
Well,
Those are...
every day is a day for despair.
Oh, that Freud!
I was going to say dispart, but look, that's not right.
Disembark, you were kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When would you
Dismember.
like to depart?
Dismember. When would you like to dismember Shellatrax? Well, we have a good idea of when she'll be back, right? If she headed straight back, how long would that be?
So from the time she left to the time to turn around, when you talk to the Kraken, you've got, let me double check. You would have, you spent the night in the bathroom, spent another night. You have maybe 16 to 20 hours left.
Oh shit.
Like a
Yeah.
day, basically.
So, I mean, I think the last major time-sensitive thing we have at this particular moment that is less than a day is probably Shellatrax coming back in the next day or so. Other than that, I think we're at a point where we just need to take a deep breath and make sure that we have our ducks in a row. Because if we don't, Voragash is just going to steamroll us again. Voragash and Ravenous.
And we cannot lose sight of the Creation Forge being
Right.
changed.
Right.
I
Corrupted.
mean, with it
Well-
buried into the heart of Gish, I don't see any other way to get in there without going through.
I think the next step is to figure out what we're doing with that, and if that is a tandem with facing a Voragash, or if we can get ourselves into the city.
Sneak in there.
Yeah, sounds impossible, but manage to sneak in,
Just teleport right in.
avoid the wingspan of Ravanos.
Ravis.
Ravis.
Robin.
I think
Robin. I knew
Oregano.
somebody was going to go there.
Oregano, ragu.
Reagan.
Oh no.
he
No.
is red. Could be red.
And he is going to rock up the place.
That was
murder
Nixon.
people under
I know. That was kind of also the joke. We're
Yeah.
all getting the names wrong. Thank
Thankfully,
you. That's
both
the whole
Reagan
joke.
and Nixon are dead. Move on.
Yes, correct. Thankfully.
But yeah, I think that's the next step, is to figure out, once we have Marcinia secure, we figure out what's going on with Midrum, and we figure out what the Life Forge is. And then a Voragash. Am I missing anything?
We don't have our dials on, so I
The
don't-
Kraken at some point we might have to deal with.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a problem.
I have
Especially if we want
thoughts.
help from half
I
God.
have
So many
thoughts.
things you can do.
only so many things you can. I love the GM. Well,
We're gonna have to let some things go.
sorry,
sorry,
Stillwind. Goodbye,
Did you just call him Stillwind?
Stillwind.
Oh, gods.
Steelwind.
Stop.
And,
I love tonight. We're
She-
having fun.
did she know Beverly?
Yeah, it's a stepmom. She is Beverly's stepmother.
But did she
So-
know that it was who Beverly was?
Oh no, no one knew
Ni-
that.
So that's what I'm asking. Did
Yeah.
Maeza know Beverly.
No. Well, she knew Beverly the character, not
Yes.
that Beverly was
Okay.
Sola Mayor.
So, and does she know that? And it was identified that Beverly was the one that killed the Duke of Midrim, right?
Yeah, we were all in the room that night.
Yeah, I was just making sure that they were identified as they ran away.
She knew the persona of Beverly.
Okay. Yeah. And then in all of this, Beverly has died. So.
Oh,
Killed by the Countess of Avamere.
that elven assassin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. He was a good warrior.
It was.
I'm just gonna stare daggers into civilians.
She like staring at me. Well, I gave you back your box, but.
You have not actually.
Oh, well,
You
I
see
still have your
her.
box.
You see her look at you.
You lie.
I can see it when you lie.
It might be a conversation for a smaller circle,
Yeah.
as it is a family matter.
Gilly scoots in closer. Making the circle smaller.
We should talk later about it.
Whose family?
Yes.
Ours. So my own. It's Beverly.
I'm sorry.
You. Yeah.
What do you mean?
He was Beverly. Beverly was his alter ego, his other persona, his disguise, his foil, his whatever other word for it. I don't know why he hid for so long, but I didn't know till it was too late.
You can see like one of the stray stewards that's like cleaning something up, like drops a vase. Just like sweeps things up.
Well, everyone knows better now.
When did you learn?
30 seconds before he was disintegrated.
Who disintegrated
The
it?
Countess of Avamere.
Another reason we're not too keen to work with her.
Correct.
You can see her kind of snarl. She does her pearly white, great sword-like teeth. All kind of show the rows and rows, razor sharp fangs.
We do have diamonds. We can try to bring him back, but I've been worried he made some deal with something from the void.
I've had some thoughts on that, by the way.
Really?
There's a dragon in the void. And I think that based on the nature of the deal and what Beverly was doing with the powers that they were granted, it seems too long term, too long game for the Whispering Father.
Yeah. Who else is there?
That dragon.
Dragon. Did you know anything of this?
The Dragon of the Void, yes. Unfortunately, I do. They are quite ancient and mysterious, and when our predecessors were created, the first of the dragons, the proto-dragons as they were called, they say that the Void claimed one. And that dragon became the Dragon of the Void. Not much else to say. The Void is the Void. And the dragon is much as you could imagine. Malevolent, ancient, all-consuming.
Well, we've killed one ancient unknown.
Sure.
Maybe. I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
the dragons and the gods of the void, the true gods of the void, not hucksters,
Yeah, they're out of our range.
they tend to be the size of planets.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bit much right now.
Wait. Yeah.
Unlike the huckster, the Whispering Father.
Oh. You think he's just a huckster?
He's small time compared to the legends of the void.
Oh. Oh.
Neat.
We're real
Perfect.
fucked.
Yeah, let's not.
If
Let's
that's
not go
small
back to
time-
the void.
Oh.
Let's not go back to the void.
We keep saying
Correct.
that, and then we keep ending up there.
Tis a silly place.
Silly
It is. Let's not go there. I left my drink downstairs. Whoops. I can't read it.
And I.
Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
I mean, if that's the case, do you think it's safe to try to bring him back? We have to try, right?
Unfortunately, if he was in a pact with a god of the void, you either can't bring him back, or he'll bring something along with him. And whatever he brings won't be just a common voidling.
Suspected as much.
That would be really expensive. And multiple levels
Correct.
to do in the midst of all this.
No, it's not worth it.
You would be bound to somebody's bathroom again for it. Because we prepared.
He
I
got
don't think I'd be the only one, because the rest of you don't want to be yeeted into the void.
he got you the blade.
You did.
She looks. But I think that if he trusted you with it, and if he got it to you, then I think his part in this. I hope he's at peace.
I can only hope.
As we prepare for Shellatrax's return, it's my understanding that he will not be well for days.
Actually, I'm right as rain. Those clerics, all the holy magic that got poured into my body. Did you watch that? Yes, I'm good. Turns out, all you have to do is spam Greater Restoration on a resurrected victim. Your friends were probably too low level when you got resurrected. They're probably level 8.
Restoration once a day.
I think you did, actually.
I bet it
I
took
think
days.
you did.
I just
But Gilly multi-classed.
Hey.
correct.
No offense, I'm just saying.
That's breaking the... So you see, I was at this many exhaustion points and getting into the minutia.
Yeah, but she says their magic have restored me. I'm still a little whiplashed, but yeah. I am happy to accompany you for this fight with Shellatrax.
Is there any way for it not to be a fight?
Yeah, she's a talker.
It's gonna be a fight.
Yeah.
Not only that, but let's just hope the Kraken stays away from the whole thing.
Yeah. Well.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we can pit
Well.
them against each other, you know?
We already
Well,
talked about how bad of
We
an
already
idea
tried
was.
that.
Let's,
It
you
didn't.
know.
Didn't really work. Well.
It's funny.
Funny's a word. Not one I'd use.
Maze, I'm glad that you've returned.
I am thankful to have the opportunity to be back, and I'm happy to fight a war side by side with you all. If there's going to be a war, you're the ones I want to fight it with. I had a feeling that day you all walked into my shop with this one that, well, we'd be up to no good eventually, but if you told me it would be like this, I don't even think I would have believed you.
I get the sentiment, but I think what we're up to is very good.
Challenging a pit fiend, slaying ancient evil dragons. It's a win-win in my book.
Say, do you think you could sell us any potions?
I'm sorry? could contact Uprato and see if he wants to open the shop again. I don't have any on me.
Just like
God.
you didn't bring any.
You didn't bring any back with you? Don't the spent ones go there?
She's like, you know what?
I'm just may as well let the shop die.
You know, I'm just. You know, I've changed my mind. I'm going back.
But I don't think I can set the shop up that quickly. But I think it could be ready by the time we get finished in this.
Pop up.
You take your
couldn't
time with
resist
your
that
shop. Plenty of shops.
What'd you say?
So you take your time with the shop.
Correct. There are many other stores in this city.
None is
The
not
question
yours,
the
but
question Gilly was actually going to ask is, what do we need? Where should we get it?
Well, I will procure and then use potions of cold resistance.
yeah, we should all have
That would
potions
be
of cold
wise.
resistance.
Indeed.
Using them is critical.
Using
sure
them
is.
is critical.
Use them.
And dodging out of
Just
the way of
admire
ice
them.
walls is critical.
I was
Remember your class for
distracted.
Mm-hmm.
These things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna blame Gladiosa. I just reattuned to her.
Gladiosa, who brought you, who stabilized you?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean-
This is a sadness.
This is the sadness.
Yep.
You're blaming.
Oh. You're blaming the one who saved your life.
That was better.
What was better?
Me.
That's all.
Okay.
So,
I'm having fun.
so that we can give you
At least one
some,
of us is.
So that we can give you some peace and quiet. Where would you like to stay tonight?
I'm going to stay in my old home. The cathedral.
It's a gorgeous place. I visited.
Yes.
Hey, do you like the scenery?
I did notice that. That is quite extraordinary.
Thanks for pointing out the rest of our failures.
It's a little. There's a few inaccuracies I don't want to criticize.
I thought it was really good.
Couple. Don't remember things being that color.
Don't know why you thought
Like
like
trees.
I
Literally.
don't know why you thought
I'm
they
not going to point out anything.
purple and
It's a-
blue.
Yeah, conifer is not really a swamp.
I
Like timber trees.
I've
Yeah.
learned a lot.
Redwoods. No,
What
not
I
redwoods.
haven't learned is that you really should see a place for yourself to be able to replicate it.
Yes, yes. Druidic magic is finicky that way.
There's like
I appreciate the effort.
there's like those trees that exist in the savannas.
Yeah.
Like
Locust trees or whatever it's called.
no,
It's just the
there's something
grassland,
else.
but it's humid.
It's your only.
Yes, yes, that's all you know.
There's like wheat.
Just wheat stalks that go up into trees.
Blowing in the wind.
Burrows.
Yes, just like Hobe.
Yeah.
She like burns it all down.
What I like
Yeah.
better is the idea that she could have just like let it pass, but she felt the need to point out the differences.
There's some inaccuracies, but I won't point them out. The tree color.
It's not really.
That's Mieza.
Well, only because it was pointed out by my favorite traveling companion.
Anyway,
I thought I was paying
Mieza
attention
flies
to
away.
something nice.
You
But
certainly
you
tried.
all escort Mesa to her cathedral, and she kind of looks at you all. She's like, "It's kind of where it all started for us, isn't it?"
It sure is.
She kind of flicks open the door. She transforms down to her Dimir black elven form in a gold dress.
Wow.
Thank
never
you.
mind.
Absolutely.
You've just been carrying it around.
Yes.
I've been
Are you kidding? Gilly absolutely has been carrying that glass around for whenever she wants it.
She says, "Thank you."
Oh,
She's like,
what vintage is
wine.
this? What year?
Poison! She dies again.
As she takes a sip of the moon apple wine, she's Wow. That really is something from the past. Steps into her cathedral. It used to be a shop. Shop that used to be a cathedral, to be more accurate. That used to be a shop. It kind of echoes. Her voice yeah. Voice kind of echoes. Well, I'm ready to get some rest. I hope you all are too. In the morning, we can make our war.
Perfect.
Sleep well, Prism.
Do you have any suggestions of things that we could be doing to prep for before we leave?
You're the best dragon killers I know.
I believe that our ratio is 2 dragons killed, 3 if you count Creighton, and 1 resurrected.
I mean, we didn't really kill.
That's why I said 3 if you count.
Let's work away from these statistics. I really don't want to be part of this.
Was that wrong? Should I have not said that?
Mia's just shuts the door.
I thought she was being serious.
Okay, so here's the real
Aw,
question.
thank you, welcome party.
Oh,
Thank
Rainer,
you. That is
thank
so
you.
sweet. I don't have my welcome party tank on, but I'll probably wear it. Maybe not next week, but the week after.
We just resurrected a gold dragon.
But again, I'm
Ancient
shooting 2 more
gold
times
dragon.
this week. I can
Yeah.
like wear it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can wear
That's
it
right.
Friday.
That's right.
That's right.
Sons.
Yeah.
Sure is right.
Barely made it. Is that a pun because I'm a bear?
Sure is.
Yes.
Sure is.
Grizzly.
Continue.
Where is the rest of that moon apple wine?
It got sabered
Right.
and
right,
consumed
right.
in the ritual.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
the whole bottle?
Yeah, well, the broken pieces of the bottle, the sabered bottle, that
Yeah,
piece is
the
there.
top.
But the remnants of the wine, the liquid, is gone. It's consumed in the
They
ritual.
eat it
Oh,
into the
okay.
ritual.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, that's fine.
So
That's
was the
fine.
So was the perfume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I go back and can I like pick the... Kidding.
We'll steal more from the colonel.
Now we have a
Take
source.
out the kernel and take over all of his... Yeah, never mind. Anyway.
Take back my home.
Yeah.
I
That's the
will...
thing we gotta do.
My wine, he's regranted.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
Yeah,
Correct.
of course he didn't.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah. Buddy. Oh. That had to hurt. No wonder you enacted violence upon it.
I mean, it's traditional way.
I'm...
Yeah, okay.
What's it called when you like label something that it's a yellow label or whatever? Yeah. Like you source it, but you just put your label on it.
Mm.
Oldie?
No, that's- all these is the
I think it's called white labeling.
Oh,
That's
okay.
exactly it.
That's a good choice of color for it too. Take
That's
something
what
that's
it
not
is
yours.
in the- That's what it is in the industry.
Yeah, it is. Just the white label.
Anyway, is Cassandra still around?
She's around probably in the keep as things are kind of people are having dinner and
At
stuff.
At some point, I'd like to find a time to talk to her.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be right now if we have anything else to go on.
As we're walking back to the inn, Justice will say to the group, I know that we have had several victories since the events that transpired in Gishari. What's the capital name?
Gish.
Gish.
Yes.
I doubted myself. I should have not. Never doubt yourself, Chase. But I have to say that having restored Maeza, this is the first time that I have actually felt real hope.
Yeah, we are closer. It is looking possible at this point.
Does that mean my beacon of hope isn't working?
Yes.
No.
I don't think that's what he
I
means.
quit.
I quit. Just walks off into the sunset.
It's like the hope of finding a moon apple seed when he thought the orchard was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just
I
happening
know, I was
to-
just kidding.
Yeah.
But something
Little
that's
wins.
about the world feels restored.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, you see.
No, just further explain. Actually, now come to think of it, if you count yourself, that would be a fourth dragon.
I was just thinking, what's the next steps to bring this dragon back?
Go to hell and talk with Mr. Finkelstein.
Partially. And as much as that mask would potentially make me more powerful, it doesn't hold an essence of a dragon. It holds the essence of someone who believed and followed them.
Oh, I thought that was part of it.
It is, but it isn't. I'm sure there's ways around it if we don't have it. Collecting those of her lineage has been part of it. Ygritte will be part of that.
Do we know where those are?
And not all of them, but I'll get pinged as I get closer. I've missed the bottom half of this continent.
Wait, what does Ygritte have to do with...
She has dragon blood.
Did I know that?
That's one of the many ways that... No, I've not told any of you.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
No.
That's why she's so powerful.
Secrets.
In what she does. It's one of the many sources of her power.
That doesn't make
How
sense.
she can be so powerful at so young an age.
Are you saying she's a descendant of...
Eurysadril. Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
But Eurysadril's had you going around slaying her children.
Finding them.
Okay.
It depends on what... I'm not 100% sure. I cannot read her mind. But I think it just depends on what those children are doing and whether it's the legacy she wants to have behind. And I kind of wake her up a little, make sure that and speaking
Your
to
mantle.
an ancient green dragon that I'm not wrong.
You just feel this kind of warm, comforting kind of, like
Yeah.
you're speaking correctly.
I mean,
You're on the right path.
she was the consort of Modru to save her people. And that made her evil for a lot of people and also made her good for a lot of others. I think she'd rather have the good win out.
Perfect.
So, yeah. So there will be others, and I'm sure if we're still traveling together, I'll need help along the way. But, I mean, some chains have been broken. Not enough, but some have.
Does that mean that the Void... Do you think it is possible that the Void Dragon... Is it somehow of the same lineage of Eurysadril? How ancient is Eurysadril? Void Dragon was created
Same age as the...
The Void Dragon is a proto-dragon, which is before
way
dragons.
before?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's before
So-
great dragons.
Yeah, they're the titans of the dragon world.
Yep.
They're to the Greek gods. Yeah.
Understood. What's
So-
Greek?
Yeah.
It's Greek to me.
Sorry, southeastern Athadia.
Yeah, the Southeast Athenian dragon.
Excuse us.
Southeastern Athadia to me. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
But yeah,
Understood.
she has lent her power as much as she can. And as we do things, yes, the mask would lend to that power, but I'm not convinced that it's absolutely necessary.
Mhm.
It just sucks that it's currently lending power to someone else.
I think that we should recover it if we can. It does not seem right that it is in the powers of Mr. Finkelstein.
Yeah, that time will come. It's not a today problem.
Hello!
As he like bobs around, he's right there.
Disintegrates civilians.
Dual twinned.
What up?
Chain disintegrate.
You just
What
like
up?
Wow.
you could actually twin disintegrate.
I know you
Mhm.
can.
It's six source. Oh, you've done it, yeah.
I've done
Yeah,
it.
6 sorcerer twins.
Not in this game. Wish I could have done that in this game.
That's pretty hot.
He can't though because he's a wizard, so you're good.
But
With
yeah.
the mask.
So, one more dragon. Should we even consider having a conversation with your aunt in Fort Mountain Hall?
I mean, it's on the other side of the proverbial front line. I don't think my cousin would do much of anything.
But
She'll just hold her power in full mountain hall.
then at least that's a status quo, right?
Well, it's not necessarily a good status quo, but it is there.
Didn't we leave it just a little bit better than we found it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A couple dead vampires, vanquished vampires, and a lot more free prisoners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
for
didn't
sure.
we convince your cousin to not be as...
She didn't like. She let some. Like,
She let people go.
She let people
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she did.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she wouldn't, there was like a moratorium on collecting more.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
We did what we could for what we had.
Yeah.
Correct.
The fact that we got away with that much at that particular time in our lives.
I'm just glad we got away alive. I mean, that was a lot.
Indeed.
I think if we'd been traveling with anyone else, we might not have.
Got a
Family
little-
holds ties.
Got a little worried when we got followed by all those banshees. That was not great.
Yeah.
Well,
Perhaps if we used sending and contacted the creatures that were living under Four Mountain Hall, we could.
Why would we want to do that?
I don't know. why
Apparently,
we wanna
every
send
time
her
I cast
back.
sending to anyone that we haven't talked to in a while, they are just mad at me.
Is that why you haven't cast sending to me in a while?
I see you like every day.
I could send Dream to the one, like, head druid at the volcano druid.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what is their name even? I don't even know. I don't even remember that character's name. Yeah, I don't know.
Basically
I have to look, I
say,
can look
like,
at the map.
do you want to come up from your pit of doom and...
That's the thread, Liz. Get it. You caught it. The story. God, the writing was good. Yeah, let me come help. That's what I'm all about.
From your pit of doom.
True eyeball monstrosities.
From your pit of doom. Yeah, from your banshee
Yeah.
detectors. And
Oh my god.
would you please?
Before I return to
So
the purple-eyed pixar wherever we're staying, I'm gonna go buy.
Keep.
I said, or wherever we're staying.
Okay.
I'm going to go buy a potion of cold resist. If anyone needs any.
Well,
Can you give me one on the
we
way?
would have to do that in the morning. It's like midnight.
Kicking down the door.
Remember, I tried to get
Purchase.
into one of those.
Purchase.
Yeah.
Only
You
matters
don't
Yeah.
want to try to rob a shop and get.
I'm gonna steal some hats.
You're sorry.
No, but seriously, talking about volcano druids, you don't think they're gonna help a Voragash, or do you think they're just so far removed from everything happening on the surface?
I have
think
no
that-
idea.
Let us
Okay.
hope
God,
think
hope they're
that
not
could
involved.
Yeah.
I
Matt's
also
just
think-
like,
What was
I
that
also
city
think-
called?
here's the thing.
Ungoli?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
Really.
I also think, like the whole volcano worship is very chaotic, and the whole Voragash thing is very like order and control. I don't know that they mesh.
I was just thinking fire,
Yeah, I
With
think the fire
fire.
is about the only connection there.
lava, magma, whatever we're calling it these
You
days.
like fire? I like fire.
Wow.
I just want to die.
I hate it here.
Right.
Yes. Why do I do this to myself weekly?
But yeah. Okay, thought come and gone. We can ignore this now.
You know what you can never mind that, isn't it?
We could make a ridiculous side quest.
Yeah.
And you
Add
never
another
wanted to
clock.
do.
Completely missed Shellatrax.
You know, y'all haven't been to Elder's Rise. You could just go there and see what's going on.
Right. I mean,
Any allies?
actually, really,
Yeah.
we've never.
You need
Vasilier.
to go get, what's the dwarf with the guns? Your old character?
Beefidus.
Beefidus
You
You have to go
Booger.
get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Get him a new
We
set
have
of
to get
boots.
Beefidus.
I gave him a gun that he could lend to our aid.
Anyway.
We have to go find Jim the Dagger Man.
I am gonna check in with
I knew a
Thunk,
man named Jim. He
Okay.
was the Dagger Man.
because it's been a while, right, since we've
Been a
heard
while.
from them, and they wanted to. They were staying in Gish, right?
Oh, yeah. They're staying in the thick of it.
I would assume this isn't the first time that I've reached out, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's up to you. But I would just reach out and say, "Hey, Thunk, it's Gilly. Hope you're doing all right. Worried about you and Vasilier. How you doing? Any info? Anything you need?"
I say, Gilly, it's good to hear from you. Our efforts here persist. We have gathered a great deal of data on the corruption of the Forge and the growing armies. We send it your way once it's compiled, analyzed, collated.
I love that guy.
All right. That's good.
That is good.
I share that information.
No.
So it sounds like they're doing okay.
Yeah.
Which
They
is
might
good.
have a way in too.
Hmm?
If we want to get in without hopefully being detected.
Right.
That'd
Indeed.
give us some more info.
But that's a different day's
Correct.
problem.
Show the
But
tracks first.
it's nice to be able to still have spell slots left to cast Scenting at the end of the day.
Matt, have we seen or had contact with the Warforged named was it Shade?
Slip.
Slip. Have we seen her since the reckoning at Gish?
Not that I remember. Nope.
Just slip through her grasp.
Yep.
Once again.
No.
Why?
Just wondering.
Okay.
Do we know which side Slip ended up on?
Slip was very ambiguous. She still worked for the College of Whispers. The College of Whispers had factions.
Right.
Mhm.
So if we're good, I'm going to sleep and then go shopping in the morning.
And you make me a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, you do.
Oh, this makes me so nervous.
Pick one of these dice. Let's watch it fail.
You do have advantage.
Ooh, click-clacks. Okay, I'll take that. 16 plus 8, 24.
Could you let me know what the lower roll was as well?
That was an 8.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
Right. Why do you need to know that?
You are resting, and the shadows gather around you as you can feel a nightmare begin to come on. You see this kind of incubus-like figure and step over you as you are in your dream.
So the lower roll would have been 16 total.
Yeah, you're
Okay, yeah.
You still succeeded. The lower roll wouldn't have succeeded, but you still succeeded. So he steps over and kind of looms over you, and you look up as you realize that your dream has been corrupted into a nightmare. However, you hear this. The incubus looks over, and the Queen of Dreams stands there. What are you doing? Incubus goes, I was... Kind of slowly steps back. You're not, doing anything nightmarish towards my friend here. No, I was not. Good. Why didn't you piss off? And the incubus fades.
Yes! I need to meet her. Oh my god! Gilly needs to meet her.
Walks over to you, tucks you in. With your consent. Kisses you on the forehead. Sleep well, little druid.
I love her so
I'll
much.
keep watch over you for now.
She's the best of us.
She flipped away.
God!
I cannot get enough.
You broke her free.
I love
And that's
her.
what we're gonna call it. She just flutters off like that's the end of the episode.
I love her. Oh my god. She's my next character.
That is great.
So that is you sleeping. Y'all can do the shopping and hand wave, that stuff.
Just address at some point.
Okay, you can go ahead. I'd say that Tissadris is probably out on a nice balcony overlooking the ocean, the Great Span Sea,
Okay.
kind of rushing.
Am I disturbing you?
She looks over. No, not at all.
I really appreciate you coming.
I appreciate being asked.
I just feel like we should kind of clear the air here.
Why? Because you kidnapped the Duke and I tried to tear you to pieces?
A little bit of that. Yeah. Do you understand why we did what we did, or have any questions, or?
I understand why you did what you did. The Duke was a cruel man. He was selfish. But I'm part of the concert. I had a job to do. Tried not to harm you all in the process, but he was my Duke.
I understand that was a really shitty position you were in. And I'm sorry that it's I'm sorry for my part in that. I'm not sorry for handling the Duke. But I'm sorry for the position I put you in.
Thank you. I don't have a lot of people apologizing to me.
Well.
It's hard, when you're born this way. The size, power. People expect a lot from you, especially in this country that worships dragons.
I think that I kind of maybe had projected some of my own insecurities and issues onto you before. I don't know if you would have actually been an obvious reason. Not that it would have been apparent, but I think just my own. I think I had my own hang-ups before. I've been thrust into a lot of places and positions where I am dealt with having to deal with things that are far bigger and more powerful than me, than I am. And I felt woefully incompetent at everything that we have been up against. And made some pretty desperate choices to try to help offset that a bit. I guess what I'm trying to say is I understand being afraid and not feeling like you are up to what people expect or able to fill the shoes that people think you should fill. And I'm sorry if I've ever been part of that pressure. I think there is an immense need for you and your capabilities as a healer in this war. Not everyone has to be on the front lines being a soldier. And don't have to be Mesa, or, you know, I don't have to be Sibelius. Or Morgan. To make an impact.
I was only 50 years old whenever they conscripted me to be a concert dragon. I was practically a teenager by human standards. Ravas was the avatar of death. Mesa Mayor was the greatest sorceress who had ever lived. There I was in the middle. I was just a bard who happened to be a dragon from Bridgeton. And I attended with one of the heads of the families that day, and they put my name forward. I don't know how to do the things that other people do. But she kind of steps away a little bit. I think I have to learn in my own way. I don't think I'll ever be a warrior. I don't think I have to be. But maybe I can heal, maybe I can sing, inspire. Did you know that the dragon's ability to shapeshift is supposed to be, in fact is, a gift from God, of the gods? That's why we can do it inside empty magic fields.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was... I didn't know that little caveat.
They say dragons who can't have been shunned from their purpose, cast out of the eye of their god. I never lost mine. But the longer I served the Duke, it did get harder to change. That's why I stayed in my cave and I stopped performing. I think I'll try being a soldier in the same way you've been a soldier. Thank you for talking to me. Most people are too scared or they're fans. And I adore my fans, but they don't know me. They just know a concept of me in their mind. And I can't be that for them. Would you like to sing together?
I'd like that very much.
And then you two sing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a really good scene.
Why are you laughing?
I'm like, because I was like, I came here to play, not to feel. Like it got really deep and really good. And I was like, I did not expect any of that from her.
That was awesome.
That was really good.
Take a DM inspiration. All you take a DM inspiration.
Woo! God, that's good.
Okay. So here is what happens next once y'all are done your shopping and gotten ready. Mesa instructs you all to meet her near the Overlook or whatever, some good landing place where she can fly away. When you arrive, Mesa, in her ancient dragon form, is wearing like this battle armor.
Yes.
That has.
She's a dragon in armor?
Yeah.
And a mech.
Yes!
Huh? No. She has these kind of. Strings and chain-like things on her, and there's several seats on her. There's one clearly what you might call a captain's chair. A couple other kind of things.
Oh my god.
And she's like, I'm not going to do this every time, but just this once. I think we have a dragon to go kill, and perhaps a kraken. So let's be sure to keep you lot alive. And she bows ever so slightly so you all may mount her in your according seats. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Woo! Yes! Oh, it's so good.
Damn it, Liza. Come here to play, not to feel. Good session.
I actually really like that track.
That was really good.
It's a good track. I'm just gonna let that play. I got this is tabletop audio, but I caught on to this one specifically because of the game I played with Emma, the Saltmarsh game that I played with Emma.
Nice.
She was this scene for my character in a dream. It was so good. That's one of those things when you're in a game with someone, you're like writing this down.
Yep, exactly. This is mine now.
Hello.
Sorry, Seymour.
The drawing is tomorrow for that giveaway. Make sure you're all entering though.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was wonderful. That was a
really
wonderful
great episode.
session.
Yeah.
That was
Real
good.
good.
Much as we like to rib each other, it was actually very pleasing just to sit here and. I figured we'd take it a little slow tonight since we had been cranking it up.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So
Had we
that-
ever? It was a lot.
So after the battle with Mercinia, we can talk more about this next week, but after the battle for Mercinia, we're really getting to like the open play part of this whole thing. Because the armies have to build and they have to organize, they have to coordinate, so...
Are we gonna get more spinners for armies?
Oh, no.
Potentially, but I mean they're gonna take a while. Like that, the thing they're in a holding pattern for now. People are building, they're organizing. That all stuff happens in the background while you all decide what to do in the meantime.
We need to build an interdimensional pyramid.
But it's very much not the kind
to
of
train our
thing.
armies in.
It's very much not like a 5-episode thing. It's like a 15, 20 episode thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So basically, like, these are your... What are you doing in the time you have till war?
So we gotta-
Assuming you survive the battle for Mercinia.
That's the big assumption.
Yeah.
Assuming.
Assuming wine.
Assuming why. That's funny. Do ancient white dragons tend to have like blind sight?
Yes.
Yeah.
They can
Is it
burrow and
true?
swim.
True sight? True sight?
No.
Good.
You know that Shelltrax isn't a huge spellcaster. She's one of the few dragons with Edda that doesn't have that much magic. You do know that she tends to plunge cities into eternal winter as a defense mechanism. Kind of like an octopus shoots ink.
Right.
She plunges an eternal storm of pure winter.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like like my my comedy being a defensive mechanism.
Correct. That's her, but it's a horrid winter.
Correct.
For several miles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Cool.
I think there's
Nice
one other
movie.
thing Gilly wants to try to do like that night. But we can talk about it later. One other little sending.
Hey,
To
Kraken, it's me.
Kraken.
Yeah, probably.
Oh
yeah.
my god. Don't fuck the bear!
No, what we do, so we summon the people from Unguli to fight the Kraken.
Yes.
And then, in order to defeat the people of Unguli, then we will go out and, I don't know, people from Kharkov, I don't know,
The
something.
people from Unguli are more likely to like, I don't know, form some sort of allegiance with the frickin' Kraken.
Oh my god.
No, we should probably just avoid talking about Unguli because then we don't have to worry about an added, like... It was just one of those side things of, like, I'm sure Matthew remembers this.
We'll clean this up later,
Yeah.
like the other mind
Yes.
player.
The volcano dragon
He's coming.
coming.
Yeah.
Coming for us. Coming for us all.
So,
That's next.
yeah, it was just one of those things
That
of,
seems right.
you know, because they're fire-based, that they aren't, well, magma-based. That they aren't, yeah, that they aren't immediately
Typically a magma dragon and a lava
Remember
dragon.
during the arc, she corrected me
Yes,
like
yes,
9
yes.
times. Magma. What's magma? I'm like, okay, Liz.
It's important! Are we to believe?
That magma is not underground. It's not its liquid form.
But yeah, so, yeah, I was just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like, oh, he's got magical allies here already.
Nope, in my mind, the Ungoli thing was just that's one of those things. It's like a lot of this stuff actually is just like, this is the world. Like, it's like y'all are just walking through, getting a taste of everything. Some of it matters to you. Some of it you make matter to you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it you pull back. Some of it I pull back. But with Ungoli, I don't think that stuff will ever come up again. Because Fort Mountain
Think of
Hall,
the
you kind of hit the nail on the
gods.
head. There's no changing it. You can go and kill the vampires or whatever, but then it's like, oh, there's a city, there's a lich. You know,
Well, I mean,
There's nothing to
Try
be
to
done
kill
until
my
we,
cousin.
unless we handle the lich.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
If you want to try,
Not now.
you
yeah,
go for
no,
it.
that's
I mean,
it.
and liches are going to be citizens soon too. So.
Oh,
she already
get out.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Get out.
So that's definitely Fort Mountain Hall is definitely like, it's there. I assumed, or I expected that maybe one day you'd circle back and kill the Count out of spite, Count Dracul.
Oh, yes.
But other than that, and as far as the war, they're an underground city. But the
Yeah.
Titanlands are outside, so that might come up during the war pressing south.
Because who's the main residers of the Titanlands?
Uh,
Humans?
Humanoids,
Okay.
yeah. The Titanlands are the smaller area that aren't even on the map, but it is known as the Rest, because as the little quip there, as Midrim goes, so goes the rest. That's where the phrase comes from. Anyway, so the Titanlands are about here.
Okay.
Matt, you and your wordplay. God damn you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
honestly.
Why?
Thank you.
Isn't Lord Campton out in the rest?
He is actually an Imperia. He is in a town
that's right.
called Rustville.
I have a note from like
He would be.
months
Yeah.
and months
He would
ago.
be.
That's why he's no longer a lord. Anyway.
Oh.
Tea.
Oh.
So yeah, it's about there, and Count Dracul is the Count of the Titanlands, but Twyra Rufton, the Archduchess of the Rest, she resides in the castle in the Titanlands sometimes, but she also lives in Fort Mountain Hall. She passes between the two, probably in the form of a bat.
Yep, sure is.
You'll feel
There
right
it
at home.
is.
Yep.
I'm a Warforged vampire.
There it is.
Do you have a bat sock puppet
Oh,
Or a vampire.
for when you become a bat?
okay. So once upon a time, I decided to be hilarious because I'm the best. And
Self-declared.
that's
Self-declared.
right.
That means it's true.
And I created a number of sock puppets to remind myself when I was in wild shape.
Because
So
the socks
I
remind
got
me
a
The bees are real.
The beasts are real. I love that.
So can I put one on? You're putting one on. So that one we decided. So a bunch of friends of mine helped me make these. So that was
These are made?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
No.
bought these.
No.
you
I
made
got a
them.
whole pack of socks. That so there's
What's the
another
orange
orange
one?
sock. This
The
one's a
goldfish.
fish.
Oh,
So-
for when you jump up. Never mind.
Yeah. So this one's a fish.
Excuse me. It's
Socks remind me.
the shapes are real.
I've got a cat.
It's a cat. For all the times you transformed into a cat.
What? Crack cat. Yeah, I just forgot about it. Oh, I
Is it a
lied.
Thing is
Got a
spell
cat.
turning.
I've got two different kinds of cats. Or I don't. Was this one supposed to be a wolf? This one was supposed to be Mooney.
You know, I've got something. I think I've got an idea.
I'm so thankful that this stuff is recorded.
Me too.
We should do a one shot, like a bits and cents of one shot, where we all talk only with the sock puppets.
We all stay below and just.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
We can do that.
Like
I
one
got
shot.
1, 2, 3,
50
4, 5.
million bits.
And one of you gets to be a dragon.
We could use the Muppet characters.
Seriously,
or whatever.
look at Seymour.
Yeah.
He's
We
like,
could do that. Okay,
This
maybe
is
not
the-
50 million.
This is the content that people
You know
want.
what? I would run a one
Do
shot
it.
of sock puppets.
Let's do it.
Oh my
I
god.
It's
would
done. It's short
absolutely
shot.
do it.
Let's hold a corporate meeting right now.
You guys, I hope that you want to watch us come to a quorum. But, you
So,
know,
what did you ask me if I had? A bat? I do not have a bat. I've
Well, you
got
better
if
remedy
you
that.
take the cat and you make
Just
if
spray
you put
paint the
wings on it,
dragon.
So
Yeah.
I have another
Same thing.
black sock. I have another white sock.
There
I have
you
another
go.
orange
Bats are
one.
just cats with wings.
That's right.
correct.
Bats
It's
are just
science.
rats
This
with
seems
wings.
scientifically
No.
accurate.
Cats.
Cats.
Meow.
Have you ever seen a bat?
Except they drink blood
Yes.
instead of milk.
Are we to believe?
I mean, blood is just the body's
Let me have
milk.
one of them cats, please.
You want the cat or the wolf?
The kitty cat.
Critical Role.
This
Keep
is
your heart
the
out.
content everybody wants, right?
Whatever. Better than-
Whatever.
So,
Hold on.
Never mind. I'm not gonna throw shade at Critical Role. I like them.
I know. We're just
I was gonna though.
natural 20.
That's
It is decided.
Are we to believe that that's an actual natural 20?
Are we to believe that, given the laws of physics and terminal velocity, the goldfish
wanna-
would die from falling
Yes, it
damage?
does.
What do
No,
you want?
it wouldn't.
He wants the wolf.
The goldfish.
The goldfish, there you
You
go.
want the
Get
goldfish.
Goldfish does not have the mass to reach enough speed to die from falling. Thank you. That is my thesis. There's the episode of Critical Role where
Yeah,
Stop,
I know
stop,
the reference.
Stop.
right.
Is that true?
Oh,
Yes, it's true.
oh,
A fish could be dropped from like 500 feet and it
when
would be
we
fine.
made this sock puppet, we screwed up the.
They should
oh,
probably
no, here
redo
we
the
go.
whole thing.
Alright.
That whole thing, like ever since. Yeah.
The heel is all the way back here.
I thought we had screwed up the tongue. We did not. It's just derpy.
Oh, it's so derpy. Moon.
Matthew?
How about the moon?
Matthew.
I'm not putting that on.
It's the
Gonna
dragon.
put it on your shoulder.
It's the
It's
Eureka
the
drill.
dragon.
Who is? I made a slumbering sentient item, so I wouldn't have to roleplay harass her all the time.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You. Oh no! Oh no! I'm bad dragon. Oh no! I'm good dragon. Oh no!
Mine's cross-eyed.
Yeah, mine too. Actually. Shit.
Hold
They're
on.
googly
Just gotta
eyes,
shake
guys.
the eyes
Just gotta
enough.
shake the eyes up.
Shake him up. I love the little fins.
Oh
on it.
no! Oh
You,
no!
I forgot that we put gills on that one.
I the
It's
DM
okay.
is red-green colorblind. This shit look blue.
You know what? It actually looks a little bit blue in
It's
the camera anyway.
Greens actually aren't so bad for me.
That's funny.
Technically.
We want to
everyone's
go
just
around
kinda
the table
different.
and say her favorite.
Yeah, I
moment.
think we might before people start unfollowing.
My favorite moment was talking to Cedrus.
That was a really great scene.
So,
Do you want to do our closeouts too, maybe? Just
Oh gosh, Mary.
Yeah, do the whole thing.
the whole king and caboodle.
alright. So seriously, we can do a sock puppet one shot at some point.
Let's do it. Throw out the bet goal. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I guess I will get started. I mean, my favorite moment was obviously the scene resurrecting Maeza, but the reason being because it forced me to kind of like actually really like think back and reflect on the early episodes with her and like details from that, and it was kind of like because I don't think that one was recorded or streamed, was it?
Yeah, actually it is.
Oh, is
It's
it?
one of our lost episodes.
Lost episode.
Yeah, we have
that's
it
right.
recorded.
Yeah, recorded.
So I didn't have a reference to go back to,
Oh,
so
sweet.
I spent a lot of time reflecting on it in the car about what had happened to come up with it. So that was my favorite moment.
and you get to see how your character and your thoughts have changed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Indeed. So it's really cool.
that's right.
So my name is Chase. I can be found at Chase314S on Twitter or over on Instagram where I post nicknames every day. You can catch us here tomorrow where I'm going to be streaming Cold Suns, my science fiction mashup that uses the Expanse RPG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Cold Sun.
No, the mic hates
No,
that.
the mic, the audience will love it.
Is tomorrow's thing? Is it in canon but not in series, or is it in series?
It's
or
in
not.
canon.
It's not in series, but it's in canon.
It's in Canada in like roughly 2 weeks after the events of Erebor.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So
So
it's
both.
so
in canon and in series.
I guess. If in series means like sequential to what's
Are you
happening.
going to call it episode 9?
It'll be an anthology.
There you go. Thank you. That
There.
was the question.
Okay.
It's like a side quest.
Thank you.
And
So yeah, and we're doing a giveaway. Our generous friends over at Green Ronin have given us 2 PDFs, one of Enemies and Allies, and one of the Expanse GM's kit. So if you type in !salvage and you're a follower, anytime between now and when we do the drawing, you are entered to win. So please do. That's me.
I'm not putting all the stars back up.
No.
That's fine. The star's
Sorry.
dead.
They are.
I mean, they are.
Let the stars die.
Yeah,
Astro with the stars then.
they're just floating hunks of iron now.
Let's see. Favorite moments. So probably just the drama that we create, and then we realize that it's self-created, and we deflate a little, and then we just roll with it.
How was I supposed to know there'd be consequences to my actions?
Are we to believe?
Are we to believe? I'll
This
be
is
held
supposed to be
accountable.
real life.
But none of this would be possible if we didn't sit at this table every week and do this together, and Matt didn't create dramatic moments like Maeza coming back and just being late to the party, because that was amazing.
Thank
That
you.
line is so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be living off of that line
So
for
good.
days. It's my favorite moment.
That was improv.
It's
And,
so good.
I think I tried to clip it.
Yeah. So that was my favorite moment. Go find me on the socials. Read the things. We put them on the screen. Well, we didn't. Alexis put them together, and they are amazing. So go read the screens.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow.
Read the screen.
Read the screen.
Read them.
Get your screen reader out.
That's
The
right.
needs.
Actually,
needs.
we don't work on screen readers, so
Oh yeah.
I don't
Good
think.
luck.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing Twitch can handle. Is
Screener.
it? I don't know.
no. What do you?
Overlays.
Okay.
Wow.
That's what I got.
Anyway, so I guess that led into kind of my favorite moment.
Yeah.
It's kind of twofold. I loved the line. I loved when she's like, "I'm here. I'm fashionably late." God, it was so good. It was so good. So good. Anyway, I'm serious. Like, I'm gonna be
Flips
living
the
off of
table.
that for weeks. It was really good.
Mm.
And the scene with Tessadris was
Absolutely.
was very good. I really enjoyed the scene with Tessadris. I'm glad that. I'm really happy that happened. I'm Alexis. You can find me at FoxFanato on the Twitters and such. Apart from playing Cassie tomorrow, who is the granddaughter of Jack O'Neill and Samantha Carter, for all of you SG1 fans.
Clone daughter.
Huh?
What?
Quit it.
Stop it. I'm not clone. Anyway, there's, apart from that, Friday you can find me here making art for D&D for homebrew items that I'm making.
Spicy.
They're spicy and they're for the Return of Dragon Heisters. And I will be, probably releasing the one that I've been making. Because I wanted to release it for Valentine's Day, but life got in the way. But I think I'm going to release the one that I've been working on.
Nice.
So stay tuned on the Twitters. Follow me for that. And I have a fun new project that I'm going to be making on Monday. I'm really excited.
Awesome.
Nice. Oh jeez. My favorite moment.
That's
Yeah, giving the wine away like reluctantly and like thinking it over.
Yep.
the quiver in the hand.
I was so ready to read him. Oh my god. I was so ready
Dragging him.
to just fucking...
I'd be happy.
And then just looking forward to next week of riding a dragon into battle against another dragon and a kraken. Oh my god. It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be something.
It's going to be something indeed. I think it's going to be probably one of the craziest fights that we've ever done. It's going to be
Please don't
truly.
make us fight the fucking kraken. Why?
Hey, wasn't me.
I'm not the one who sent the dragon after the kraken, okay?
No, you
I didn't
sent
do
a
that
message.
part.
I mean, you helped.
Yeah.
You aided and abetted.
Who will you be playing tomorrow?
So tomorrow I will be playing TAC.
Colony of worms.
Sologolo Colony of Worms. Basically a hunter from Halo.
Yes.
The big old shield and a gravity hammer. It'll be delightful.
Awesome. And folks, I am Matthew Foreman. You can find me at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I think that my favorite moment, there are a lot of good ones. I really liked all the things that you... I loved all this. I really liked your... I liked everything, but two moments that really stuck with me. I really liked what you... even though you rolled the natural one, I liked that you even went there. That was really cool with the Druid Grove and stuff.
That was good.
I really enjoyed... I'm just going to do one from each. I really enjoyed your contribution to the Resurrection ritual, Chase, with I could see you kind of reflecting on how much justice had changed, and how you... your interpretation of justice had changed. Well, really just justice changing. And Rob, the sabering was inspired. I just have this great image of the blade of the Vizier sabering off the fucking... That was so good. It was so good.
All of your ancestors tasting moon wine.
Yeah. It was so
Through the
good.
blade.
Miss you too, Chris. And then with Gilly, the moment with Tassadris was really cool. It was interesting to hear Gilly, projecting onto her. That's an angle that I hadn't really considered, that I thought was really interesting. There's a couple things I wanted to say about Tassadris, because but I think that was a really cool scene. And what a great episode. So good job, y'all.
Thank you.
Wonderful stuff. So we will be back next week. I was looking at people to rate. I think it's just Soul Bears up. Faye is streaming too.
Phase up.
Yeah. She's usually not up this time. We could rate her. She's someone who tomorrow I will be playing Drake, a mystic warrior with a blade made of light, legally distinct.
Yep.
And on Friday, catch me we're back with Big Boy season. So we were off for 2 weeks, my birthday, and then Valentine's Day, 9:30 p.m.
Cloth, right?
Central. Huh?
Fried and cloth, right?
We'll see, won't we? They are making their way they are in the Eye of the All-Father, and we're going to see all the stuff hit the fan. So we're going to go ahead and read Faye. She's a wonderful creator and TFT challenger level player, and she plays in Big Boy season. So see ya, follow our socials, all that stuff. Bye.
Bye.
They're out, but not, hold on.